Hello, everybody, and welcome to unMadeGaming. It is Wednesday, and that means we are back here for 6&20 Metropolis with the best team in the world, as everyone knows. Sorry, I just watched Blades, and we were the best. Still are. Hashtag still best. So let's jump in, introduce our cast and crew, and find out what mysteries we're solving today. Probably none, knowing who we're with. So let's jump over to, let's go to Sam. Sam, who are you? Where can we find you, and who are you playing today?
I'm Sam. Twitch.tv/WizandFool. Twitter/TheWizandFool. I'm playing JP tonight. He's a good boy who just wants to help people. And I realized I haven't gotten in a fight as JP in a really long time. I kicked that guy through a door, but I didn't get in a fight with him, really. He was wise, and after being kicked through a building, chose not to fight me.
You do.
But yeah, I'm wondering if I'm gonna try to save it up so that we have a nice climactic fight with Samuel when I eventually punch him in the face, because that's coming eventually.
What we do is we'll get Vidalis and Samuel in one room and we both punch him in the nose.
Punch.
Yeah, perfect. Speaking of Vidalis, let's go over to Mr. Ninja. Who are you, where can we find you, and who are you playing today?
Guys, I'm Mr. Ninja. I run a gaming channel. I'm here on Wednesdays and on Saturdays. I'm over at Kit Battlebeat's channel. I mean, if you're going to punch him, just let me watch. Flora might be into it. We don't know that yet. There's a history there, so we'll see.
Awkward.
No, she's just also been watching Blades.
Yeah.
Still awkward.
Let's jump over to Frags. Who are you, where can we find you, and who are you playing today?
You can find me on the couch or in the Discord, sometimes on Twitter. I am KW Frags, and I am playing Scratch. And he is a fun fella. He's going through some things right now.
He's got some issues. Currently in a bottle.
Yeah, he is doing stuff, as it were.
And
So,
things.
Yeah.
Master of stuff and things. Johnny, who are you? Where can we find you? And what the fuck are we doing today?
I'm Johnny, Video Store Cowboy on Twitter. I'm here on Wednesdays Tuesdays on my own channel, and Thursdays over on Not So Speedruns, running this little thing we call 6&Twenty Metropolis. And this Friday, I will also be on Arvin Elron's channel. But anyways, what are we doing? I don't know. It's been a week. We were going to do something fun last week, but then my internet decided to die. I apologize to everybody for that. I think we're going to find out about how bad Malcolm's daddy issues are today.
What?
That's what I think. I mean,
speaking of daddy issues, if you guys want to donate, if you guys want to send me money for my daddy issues, check that donation section down below for all the fun ways you guys can interact with the show. You can do Nat 1s, Nat 20s, NPCs, items. You can also see along the bottom of the screen here, you see the followers, subscribers, and retweets. Every time we hit those goals, something awesome happens to the entire team, including Johnny, unfortunately. And with that, Johnny, take us away into the City of Mist.
Wait, who are you? What are you playing? And what should everybody care?
I never answer that question.
Oh, okay. I thought we.
If you're here,
We
you
hear enough of Malcolm.
Yeah.
Don't get him started.
If you're
You
here,
don't need this right now. You're the one that has to watch him scratch.
if you're here, you found me. Nailed it. You're done.
Wait. Does that mean new cast members have to deal with Malcolm? So does that mean the next time we get a new cast member, they're going to be responsible for Malcolm?
Mm-hmm.
I think you guys are weird. All right, are we ready?
Go for it.
Dance.
All right. Previously on 6&Twenty Metropolis, the clue was split across the city and reality. Malcolm, having successfully rescued Tink, turned his sights on the locations of two of his lost boys, hatching devious plans to circumvent everything the Skulls had put into place. He won the day and rescued them both. Meanwhile, Scratch and JP played a mean set of hands of Old Maid at the Crossroads bar with Samuel. Scratch and JP were attempting to gain more information about what the Skulls were going to do with the children. The information was gained, however, Samuel used the time to sow the seeds of doubt in Scratch's ability to be a good man. But it was Flora who took a gateway into a dream, who found herself on a pirate ship fighting a kraken. She found a key to Malcolm's past when she had an unexpected meeting with his father. Having lost all hope, the father was emboldened by Flora's will to win and left her with a memento to bring back to the fight. As she exited the dream, she contacted JP that they had to meet. And that's where we'll fade in. Flora, where are you?
This is when I had just gotten back, right? And I talked to JP about I needed to talk to him, and then he flew away. That's the last thing I remember.
I remember JP, so it being 2 weeks, I remember JP, if I remember correctly, and I'm going to get credit for bringing it up first, I believe it was Scratch who was writing JP back home when he got your text.
And then Scratch was like, fuck that.
Yeah,
and then
Scratch
JP
said
was
he
like,
wanted to go home. That's why I gave him a ride home. That was like when he asked me to ride me.
I did do that. I did.
At least you were honest and you admitted it. I appreciate that you admitted that you took him for a ride. It's good. It's good. It's good.
Or that he was taken for a ride.
No, he asked for a ride.
I was asking for it, yes.
Okay.
Look, JP is not ashamed of giving people rides every now and then.
Frankly, JP likes it when people ride him.
It's true.
I mean, who doesn't? Have you seen that sweet boy?
I feel like there's this whole writing and clones thing that we can mash together and make it really naughty, but I'm going to avoid that.
No.
Let's have JP ride JP.
Good night, folks.
That's just AP level masturbation, though.
Shake it once, that's fine.
So you're saying double JP?
Shake it twice, that's okay too. Shake
Are
it
we
3
talking about
times, and you're playing with
We're
yourself.
talking about a room of JP's, right? That's
Yeah.
what we're talking about? Room?
It's an interesting nightclub.
17 clones, 1 JP.
And this is why you guys are the best crew. So let's get back to the action, guys. Going back to, Flora and JP. So JP took Scratch home because he fucked this shit. Flora is doing her thing. Are you guys coming back together at some point, or are we cutting to the next day?
I was going to meet Flora right after dropping off Scratch. So that's
Okay.
where I was going to go.
All right. So where is that actually happening then?
My house. I walked
You have
back
an
since
apartment,
Malcolm dipped out. I have a house.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I don't think anybody. Would JP take that as
JP's been there before. He took me home on our not date. The one that he said was not a date.
Bum. All right, so we're gonna fade in back to Flora's house as she's waiting for JP.
I don't think he's ever been in my house though. I think he just dropped me off and left.
I think so.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Someone came to my house. Oh yeah,
Malcolm.
Malcolm climbed through my window.
Yep. That was a creepy scene.
Like a goddamn Melissa Etheridge song.
Okay, so what are we doing, guys? Are we going to talk about houses? Are we actually going to play games?
So I have like the creepy house that looks like unkempt. It's got like, dead bushes outside and it looks kind of decrepit, but when you walk in, it's very like, red velvet and like, I don't know how to explain it. It looks like it's like, high vaulted ceilings. It looks very nice inside, but from the outside, it looks like the owners died 700 years ago and has just been going slowly into disrepair. And then if you go out the back, it's just lush gardens. So you'd probably roll up and be like, what the fuck? You'd have to like dig past the bushes, like up to like your chest to like get through the grass. Go on.
Yeah, your entrance is covered by thick bush.
Here's the thing, though, is I think what happens is it's literally like JP like lands in front of the house, and then like sees like all of the overgrown stuff on the way up to like the door, and he just like hops to the door, and then he rings the doorbell.
You would just hear kind of like a commotion inside, like she's tripping over everything that she owns. And then she would open the door and just kind of like open it, not say hi, and just leave it open for you to come in and work her way back to the back of the house. And you'd hear like clanking in the kitchen.
Yeah, JP walks in, kind of like looking around at the like inside of this pretty sizable place, and kind of like makes his way back towards the noise. And when he eventually sees Flora, he kind of yawns. He's like, "Hey, this place is pretty nice. Everyone except Scratch has a nicer place to be. Even Malcolm has a nicer place than me. He's a kid."
What can I say? I work long hours.
Yeah, it's you should maybe. I know a guy who like mows lawns.
Okay. She just stares at you, waiting for you.
It's a long, awkward moment.
I didn't come over to ask you for someone for lawn care maintenance. And she, you reach into her. God. You see her reach into her pocket or into like her bag, and she puts it on the counter, and you just see the picture frame of Malcolm and a young girl, or someone that very closely resembles Malcolm, if you could put that together. And she leaves that on the counter as she goes over, takes a kettle off the stove, pours some tea, and comes back with apple slices and tea and puts it on the table. This is from my garden. It's all I have. But I figured if I was going to call you here so late.
It's fine. I think like JP's already looking at the photo he has like picked up. He's like, Where'd you find this?
Let's call it like it is. It's Malcolm's father.
He gave you this picture.
I took it.
Okay.
So we were to go find his friend, right? In the park. Malcolm got ahead of me and there was a fight. He was able to help one of his friends and he left. And there was, at the center of the circle, the fairy circle, some sort of opening to another world. And me being either extremely stupid or extremely curious, I went through. And I was on a ship in what seemed like eternal night. And the man said that he had been there for a very long time, replaying these moments over and over again, as him and his entire crew were killed by this beast that not even I could kill. And I found this in his quarters. And the last thing he said to me, I pulled him out with me back here. And the last thing he said was Malcolm. And he went back in there to keep reliving it. And no, I'm not on drugs.
Well, why'd he go back?
He disappeared. I don't think it was voluntary. But I took this and this is the only thing that didn't disappear.
What do you... what next? Doesn't seem like it changes much. I mean, it's interesting. So lead, I guess, but...
His wife was below deck dying. That's why he was going wherever he was going. I don't... Do you think Malcolm is like this because he doesn't want to believe that they're hurt? Or do you think he doesn't know?
I don't know. None of it's real. I mean, you've seen what he can do.
But he left and it remained.
I mean, you weren't there when with the dragon and the kraken and the pirates. I think it's all connected. I mean, maybe his parents are really stuck in some sort of dream that he concocted.
If that were the case, couldn't he dream them out?
Well, what's your theory? That's all I got.
I don't know, but I don't want to tell him if I don't need to. We have enough going on, as you say. I had to tell someone. And Mr. G's not here, so he would know what to do. Wouldn't he?
I don't think JP is going to react great to this. I think his expression darkens a little bit, and he ignores the question. And he'll say, is that it then?
I tell you, I think I found Malcolm's parents. And that's it.
I mean, look, I don't know what to do about it right now. I'm not saying it's not useful information. I'm not saying it's not helpful. What are we supposed to do with this?
She also now looks visibly irritated and is like, all right, sorry for bothering you in the middle of the night. You can go now. Shouldn't have bothered you with this. And you see her start to she takes the cup back, dumps the tea, starts stirring, tidying up the kitchen. And you see her go outside in the front, and she takes her arm, she pulls her glove off, rolls her sleeve all the way up, sticks her arm in the ground, and all of the grass quickly spreads and dies across the entire front lawn in an instant. And she just shakes the dirt off of her arm as she comes back in. Problem solved. Have a good night, JP. And points to the door for him to get out.
I think, JP looks like he's going to say something for a second, and then he just kind of shakes his head and walks out the door.
She shuts it and locks it behind you.
We're just like Thursday Crew. And then
Drama.
JP goes home.
You guys have never had this kind of drama before. I don't know how to go. I don't know where to go from here. So we're gonna cut to Scratch. What's going on with Scratch?
Okay. Scratch is sitting on the side of his bed, staring at a bottle on his nightstand.
What kind of bottle is it?
It is a bottle of whiskey.
Bottle of Wish? You have a bottle of wishes? What?
Yeah, it's a bottle of whiskey. It is whiskey. Wild turkey. And he's gonna stare at it. He's sitting there, like with his hands like this. Wondering if he should drink it or not. He's not sure if he wants to remember. He already knows. He remembers enough to know that there's probably a reason he doesn't remember. But then there's a little bit inside of him that wants to remember, to get some kind of context for the things going on inside of his head.
Okay. So it sounds like this is probably a good point for, I think, Scratch to do a montage of some kind. If you want to look at the montage moves,
I do.
there's a number of things that you can do, but it sounds like this is either something exploring your mythos or your logos in some way, shape, or form.
Okay. Yeah, this one's definitely gonna do that.
I think this is the first time that Scratch is actually going to execute something like this.
It is, and I am just scrolling all the way up to find this thing that I thought I saved. It is.
Yeah, it's my fault that it's not back in the game instance. All right. Yes. Anyways, so with looking at the bottle, what's coming back for Scratch? Let's start there.
Say that one more time.
With Scratch looking at the bottle, what is it that you're what are you seeing inside of your head? What is the memory that's playing there? What is the hook that's going to take us through into this montage? It doesn't matter what move you take at this point. What is the hook that gets it started?
Is it worth it?
Can you work it?
I put my thing down. Keep it in reverse, baby. Yeah. And found it. Jump to that. Let's click on this. Okay. Yeah. He's struggling with inside of himself. Whether or not drinking this bottle and remembering is worth the pain that it's probably going to put him through. And I think I'm going to probably going to do dirty little secret mythos.
Okay.
That's the one.
Okay, so staring at the bottle, attempting to confront your past essentially, and exploring your mythos. By doing this, you're going to gain a clue, which means it's going to be treated as if you're doing an investigation. So you're going to get one clue, and you can ask me that. You can spend that by basically asking me the question, and then I will answer it for you. And I'm going to treat it like it's a great success, given the fact that it's exploring your mythos. So, what's on Scratch's mind? What is the question that he is trying to? What is the question he needs answers to right now?
I feel like I should probably drink before I ask that question.
Well,
so that's what I'm gonna do. He's just gonna take the bottle. He's gonna pour some in a glass and look at it, and then just take a huge swig from the bottle first, and then chug the glass. And it doesn't work. And then he says fuck the glass and puts it down and just takes 2 huge pulls off the bottle and just kind of sits there, and then all of a sudden he can't stop remembering. He knows things. He knows what he's done. He knows the deals he's made. But what he doesn't know is what what happens to these kids once they make that deal to work for Samuel. Like afterwards, where do they go when they die? Not he knows where they go and what they do, but like they belong to Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't fully understand the concept of how their souls can belong to somebody.
I'm glad that you asked it that way. So, you begin to have flashes of these children being recruited. This isn't the only way that Samuel brings new children into the skulls and makes them a part of his family. But this is one of the significant ways, and you had a fair amount of involvement in doing this. And so you begin to flash on the game as it was played. And you remember that it had something to do with how you became a part of Samuel's game, the Skulls. But he took a special liking to you very early on because there's something going on with you that he just had an affinity for. He realized that you were good at making deals. Really, really good. Like you could sweet talk anybody into a deal. And so he started using you to entice these children into what essentially became service. And as you did this, you get quick flashes of different children that you knew, people that you considered friends, but when it came time to commit the deal, there was always a wink and a smile and a handshake. And then they were in service for life. And the deal was always until they die, and even after. And so most of these children died as teenagers. Very few made it past, you being one of them. And even then, as Samuel's lieutenant, his first one of his lieutenants, then his top lieutenant, You kept making all of these deals. And each time the image flashes, it goes from, wow, you're just really naturally good at making a deal and convincing these kids with a wink and a smile and a handshake, to there's something more going on here. There's a stronger connection, a bond, a deal, a trade being made. And as the flashes keep moving forward and forward, there's a part of you that's hungry for it. You want more of these deals. They satisfy. They totally satisfy. But then something changes. And a part of you begins to realize that you're sickened by what you're doing. And eventually, you remember why you left. Because you couldn't stomach sending children to their death. And so as you're beginning to come out of it, you hear a little laughter in the back of your mind, whispering to you, there's always other ways to make deals. And when you shake your head and kind of look around, you realize that the bottle's completely empty.
That is no small feat.
And yet you don't feel any worse for the wear. In fact, you feel really good. You feel as if you could go for another bottle. In fact, you feel the thirst building on you.
Is the club open right now?
I'm imagining that it's very late at night or early morning, so no.
Scratch is going to sneak down to the bar.
When you get down to the bar, you see Mr. Gallows sitting there at the bar, hunched over, passed out. A bottle empty next to him. A tumbler half full.
I'm going to smell what's in his glass. Is it just, I mean, obviously, if it's what was in the bottle, then it's what's in the bottle. But...
It's scotch.
I don't smell anything fishy. Like, he's just drunk.
He's just drunk, passed out.
Scratch is just kind of slowly whispering, "My man," and just kind of tiptoe around behind the bar and grab himself another bottle of whiskey and make his way back up to the room.
And that's where we'll fade on this montage. Okay, we're going to cut to Malcolm. Where's Malcolm?
This one's simple. Malcolm is passed the fuck out. He just saved all of the Lost Boys single-handedly, in his opinion, and he had the adventure of a day. And he is tired as shit. And he is absolutely passed out in a hammock that's like, high up in the rafters, and all of the other Lost Boys are passed out in their various like little cubby holes, and he is snoring quite loudly. And that's it. That's all Malcolm does.
Malcolm's dreams are troubled.
Great.
Here we go. Oh,
How are they
Montage.
troubled, Johnny?
We're going to montage here.
Great.
Start us off in the dream, Malcolm.
It's a fun dream. He's in a park. Nice Flora's there. She has cakes. Nothing terrible at all. This dream's different. We're gonna go with a different dream. And just to throw Johnny off, you want to put me on the spot? I'll just, old man. He's actually not on a ship. This is a dream he's had before, but it's infrequent. This is one he has more or less blocked out. But due to recent circumstances, it's reared its ugly head, and he stands in a castle. Stone walls. Stone walls. Oh yeah, a castle in the sky could be. Stone walls all around him. Flickering wall sconces casting eerie shadows along the ground, giving him that illusion of having several shadows. And no matter how much he looks back and tries to run through the door that is behind him, it seems to stretch on and on and on, and he can never reach it. The only direction he can take is to move forward deeper into this terrible castle. And before long, it reaches a large circular room, like a great room, and there is a spiral staircase that spirals up and up and up, and it seems to be going to impossible heights. And there are noises, there are the feeling of electricity in the air, making his hands stand on the back of his neck and arms, and there are these ghostly apparitions that appear, and they shout confusing terminology that sounds like it could be Latin as they pass through to other places, and they're seemingly conversing about people. You hear things like, we've lost another one. There are a lot of scary words to a child, words that he doesn't understand, and then the only concourse he can take is to move up the tower until he arrives at the door atop the tower, which has the letter K carved into the wooden door, and he opens it. He, trepidatiously pushes the door open, and jump in any time, Johnny. You're muted, but I'm sure whatever you had was awesome.
What do you see behind the door, Malcolm?
All right, cool. So behind the door. Cool. So you see that there is this wooden door banded in iron. The letter K is seemingly carved into this door, and around each of the stones there are these strange symbols that he doesn't understand. And the keystone has like a snake coiled around a sword on the keystone above the door. And as he presses the door and it creaks loudly, there are these lights that don't seem to match the rest of the keep. They seem to be like torches, but they're like long and spindly, and they cast an even eerier glow, and there's this like boop, boop, strange noise, and there's these devices, and there's like alchemical poultices, and there's tubes running to different things, and there in the center of the room, in a large four-postered canopy bed, is a woman. And she is attached to a myriad of tubes, and pacing around the room is a man with salt and pepper hair, white sideburns, a goatee of a sinister fashion. He is in a white robe with a high collar, and he seems to like be arched and like hunched over as he wrings his hands together and circles the bed, seemingly watching this woman suffer.
On his face, a sinister smile. You hear laughter, but you're not sure where it's coming from. When behind you comes crashing through, as if walking right through you, you see your father stepping in, pulling a sword to confront this man in robes. But the man turns, sinister laughter in his smile, and just opens his arms and bringing his hands out, crackling with energy. Your father moves forward for the attack. But instead of turning these energy-infused hands, crackling with what appears to be blue energy, not quite lightning, but not just blue balls of energy, he turns and takes one of them and touches the woman in the bed as she screams in agony. And your father kind of steps back and doesn't know what to do next. And he looks down and he sees you. What does Malcolm do next?
Malcolm has fought. So actually, does he see this man's face, or does he just see a man?
Does he see your father's face?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
obviously your father this time.
Okay. I don't think he recognizes the person.
Probably not.
Yeah, so I guess he just sees a man. He doesn't understand who it is. But he sees the man, and he has, like, pleading eyes, and he's looking for help. And Malcolm looks around, and he seems completely out of his element. He doesn't seem like the usual Malcolm, and he is full of fear, and he doesn't really understand why. And in, like, a fit of panic, he just sort of charges towards this sorceress man in the white robes, and in a very childlike, infantile sort of effort, he just is just beating his tiny fists on this man's, like, abdomen as he's trying to get him to stop hurting this lady. He doesn't really know why he wants her to stop hurting the lady, but, you know, as a general rule of thumb, hurting ladies is probably a bad thing. So yeah, he runs in there, and he's just beating his fists on this guy's chest, and tears are streaming down his face, and he's completely overwhelmed and unsure of what to do here. And it doesn't seem to be whether he's unable or just unsure of the activation of whatever powers he might have in this space. He is unwilling to activate any of them.
You feel hands on your shoulders beginning to drag you back as you're continuing to swing against the man, and you hear sinister laughter continue as the voice coming from the man in robes says, "Good." Almost Emperor Palpatine-like. But as you're being dragged back, you look back and you see that it's the man that you do not recognize, who is your father, kind of pulling you back. And as he's pulling you back, you see a look of horror on his face. You can't recognize him, but you can see the look of horror. But you see that his look of horror is actually looking off past the woman who is currently in pain and screaming. And so you as you're being pulled back, you look over and you see Tink, 5 years old, crying in a corner. And when you look back at the robed man, you realize that his smile is changing into even more of a sinister, sort of angry face as he turns his blue hand free, the one blue hand that is free of the woman. He's got the one hand causing her pain. He takes the other one and he's pointing it directly at Tink. And he looks at you directly, and you see the intensity in his hand begin to just grow. The energy of it just continues to grow and get brighter, and it begins to crackle, and it begins to arc out towards Tink. What does Malcolm do?
The man is still pulling him?
Yeah, the man is still pulling you back.
Man. I think, Malcolm will break free, or attempt to break free of the man's grip, and he runs as if to grab Tink, but really he just puts himself between the man in white and Tink. Like, he's facing Tink, his back is to the man in white.
And as you approach her, the arc of energy just kind of passes over and through you, and you take the hit and protect Tink as she's just screaming there, watching your contorted face. And the man that you don't recognize, but that is your father, runs up, grabs Tink, and pulls her out of the room, and the door closes, and you're left there writhing in pain as you wake up in a cold sweat, sobbing a little bit. Now that's exploring your mythos.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. That makes sense. I wasn't planning on any of those things. Let's see here.
It seemed like a good time for a montage, so
Yeah.
it worked out really well.
It would be.
This one's gonna be super easy.
It would be. Listen, that wasn't my idea. My idea was to be asleep. I don't want to hear your shit. Yeah, it would ironically be happy thoughts. That's the mythos that I'm exploring.
Okay. So what's your question? See what happens when you try to set me up for some shit.
Listen, I didn't pick montage. Okay, exploring mythos. You gain one clue.
Right. You didn't pick montage, but I forced it on you. But it was a good montage, and now you can
method
answer the question. So stop your bitching.
Oh, so I mean, my question is obvious. So you would tell me what the clue is. The question is, where are mom and dad? That is the question of my mythos.
Right, but so you're spinning your clue, right? You get to ask it a question as if it's an investigation.
Oh, damn. That's
yeah,
right.
see,
I haven't done a montage in so long, I forget how it goes.
All right, buddy. Whatever.
Where is the sorcerer now?
On the island.
Nah, you fucking jerk.
I'll even give you one more little bit about it.
You fucking would.
He's calling to Gideon.
I bet you would. You fucking piece of shit. My name's John. I like to ruin lives.
Hey, I'm not the guy who used to beat up people in a previous game we used to play. All right, we're gonna cut to JP. JP, I'm gonna offer you the opportunity. I got a question I didn't ask from Malcolm. Would you like to do a montage?
Would this be the next day? Because JP is going to sleep.
It could be the next day. I mean, it's any number of.
Let me see my.
I do montages and dreams now, boy.
Did I get an address for Glong?
No, he just told you to contact him, right? I'm not supposed to do your investigation for you. Gosh.
Then I want to. What's that move? We don't. Where's the move list? I have it somewhere. Hold on.
What was it been like a couple weeks since we played or something? Why are you acting like this?
Work the case. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
I want to learn about this fellow. I guess I'll look like I don't really have access to anything that's like not public record. So I'd probably like search like anything I could find about like addresses, city records, like if he owns any property or anything that I can find out. I'm just trying to like sage this guy up and down and like basically stalk him really hard like a PI would do.
All right.
Just find anything I can online about him.
Alrighty. So because of your using work the case, that gives you 3 clues to spend. And based on the way you've described it, how would you like to go about doing this?
So I guess is it enough to just say I'm like scouring the internet, or is that like not? Is it just like going to limit my questions basically?
Well, if you're scouring Sage, that's one method. I mean, it really all depends. I'll tell you what. That clue will be for your first, or sorry, that method will be for your first clue. You can determine something else.
Okay.
You can switch it up a little bit if you want.
So for the first clue, I just want to like, who is this guy? Like that's the thing is like I just do a general search on this guy. Is like what would come up if I'm just like searching about this guy in Metropolis?
So he happens to be a partner in the Wing Kong exchange, which is a goods and import-export goods firm inside of the Old Quarter.
That's where I saved Egg Shen from.
That is correct. He has a couple of business partners. One of them who is known as David Lopan. Come on, Scratch. You knew that was coming, buddy. It's all there. It's all there already in the game. He is mostly a silent partner. However, he also owns a nightclub in Tinseltown. It's called Ming's.
Nightclub in Tinseltown.
Yep.
So I guess that's where I go to continue this investigation.
Daytime is closed.
Well then, I don't know what to do. I could go back to the Wing Kong Exchange building.
You could.
I'm gonna go to Egg Shen. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna contact Egg and see if he's willing to talk with me.
How are you going to contact Egg Shen?
I think he gave me a number, didn't he? When I rescued his bus?
No.
He didn't give me and Morgan his number in case we needed him.
He didn't have a cell phone.
Oh, he doesn't have a phone.
He was trapped as stone for 100 years, of course.
But he has a bus.
It's a magic bus. Come on, get with the program, dude. It's part of his mythos.
Well, maybe I'll go down. What if I go down to his part of town, and just like jump around on buildings? Do I see his bus eventually?
Dramatic pause as Johnny loses internet. No, there we go. He's back.
Dramatic pause is right. I heard that. I just didn't see you guys. God, I can't wait till my new service comes in. Okay, so you can use one of your clues to find out where he is.
All right, yeah, I'll do that. I'll burn a clue to find Egg Shen.
Egg Shen has been spending a lot of time in the downtown district working for Morrigan. And so you find his bus parked outside of a high-rise apartment building in downtown.
Cool. I will check the bus first because you never know. He might just be sleeping in there.
He is.
Excellent. I will. So JP walks up, and he like kind of soft knocks on the door.
You hear a bunch of fumbling and shifting around in the bus. And finally, the door kind of swings open, and he looks at you, and looks back, looks at you, and he puts his hand up, and he giving you 1 second, and he closes the door again. And you hear him kind of shuffling around, and some things are being thrown around. He comes back out, and he looks at you again as he opens the door, and you see that he's got a quill with some ink and some parchment. And he begins to scribble on it. And he shows it to you. And it's in Chinese. But as you stare at it long and hard, it begins to fade such that you understand it. And what it says is, "My voice is gone from casting something. What can I do for you?"
So first thing he does is JP like holds up a bag with like a couple little shapes in it. He's like, "You want a sandwich?" I figured I shouldn't come empty-handed.
He shakes his head no.
All right. That's fine. I got a tip about a fellow named Guang, and I thought you might know him. He's related to that place you were stuck in? Part owner?
He looks at you, thinks about it for a second, and begins to scribble. Holds it up to you again, also in Chinese. But as you stare at it, it really begins to kind of fade into something that you can understand. And what you read is the following. Absolutely. One of 3 partners. Lopan being my personal problem. Are you going after him?
I don't know. I got information that I should meet him. That would help me understand things. And I mean, you gave me that book. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Scribbles on the pad for a second, holds it back up to you. What can I do for you?
Any information I should know before going in to meet this guy be very helpful. Just want to know what I'm getting into here. Here he's got a club that I could go try to find him at.
More scribbling on the paper. This time actually quite long. Holds it up and says, I don't know anything about the club. Remember, I've been in stone for 100 years. However, I would imagine that is where he holds court. Be careful. There will be many challenges to gain the answers you seek.
Should I, do I need to go alone or?
I would suggest bringing tribute is what you see as he scribbles on.
Okay. Well, don't really want to bring my friends as tribute, but see what you mean by not coming alone. Okay. All right. I think that's it. If that's all I should know, I appreciate it. You need any help getting your voice back? Or
He just kind of scribbles on the paper a long time, and he holds it back up to you, and it says, no.
All right. Well, thanks, Egg. Are you sure you don't want me to leave one of these sandwiches? I got it from the store down the way.
He reaches behind the, somewhere in the bus and pulls out this heaping concoction in a cauldron, and he kind of holds it in front of you, and he points down at it, and he points at you, and the smell coming off of it just turns your stomach sour 10 ways till Tuesday. So
you're correct, but unfortunately, JP is a very, very polite boy. And Egg has been a very nice man to him. So JP, trying so very hard not to be rude, takes a spoonful of this concoction and tries to swallow it down.
I'm sorry, for the rest of the JJP, you're going to have a status of tier 1 sour stomach.
Yes.
And it tastes horrible.
Worth it.
So that status will only come into effect when your palate is important. Otherwise, it will not affect anything else, but you're taking the goddamn status anyways.
I like it. I'm all about it.
Our next mission is going to be at like a buffet.
Don't get me started.
Yeah. I think I got at least 3 clues worth out of that conversation, unless you think I got another thing left. But
I'll tell you what, because I think that was worth at least 2 clues. If you ask me a really simple question, I'll give you another clue. If you ask me something complex, I'm going to ask you to do an investigation when we get back into sort of normal time.
The only other question I would ask is, do I have any idea what kind of tribute is suitable? If that's too complicated, I'll back off on it.
Do you ask Egg?
Yeah, maybe he chokes down this disgusting thing, and he like turns, and he's like, stomach is roiling. He's trying so hard not to like just heave, and he's like, "Oh, Egg, one more thing. You said tribute. What kind of stuff does he like?"
Kind of scrolls a little bit. Kind of just.
Again.
And we're back.
He takes a long pause.
Yeah.
A long pause.
Very long.
So it's a list of items, and as it kind of fades from Chinese back into something that you can understand, you see that it's baubles, jewels, glittery things. It appears to be a list of anything that shines or glitters or has some element of pretty to it.
Okay. Thanks, Egg. Have a good nap, I guess. Don't take care. Just jumps away.
And he just kind of waves, and the door closes. And we'll cut to Flora. What does Flora want to do with her time? Does she want to do a montage? Since I'm asking instead of telling?
Start a landscaping business.
She would be quite effective at that, actually.
It doesn't look very good, but it's very effective.
All right, sometimes that's okay.
I'm going to do a montage, and I am going to... She's going to explore her mythos. It's going to be very similar to what she did last time, where she was looking into like what she was seeing in her dreams, seeing all the spirits in the city that are lost, and looking at that dark room that Mr. Vidalis had shown her on their date. And then the large door that she saw with what looked like spirits or some type of like essence. Essence is waiting outside of it. That's what she saw last time. So she's angry right now, and she's frustrated.
With JP?
A little bit, but she's more mad that like she feels like she's the mom of the group. She never has time for herself, and the kids are always getting into the trash and stuff. So yeah, you're like a raccoon, Malcolm. You're pretty much a raccoon.
So wait a minute. So if Flora's the mom, I'm assuming that Gephardt is the dad that died. Does that make Scratch the stepdad?
Or the creepy uncle.
I'm Uncle Scratch. What are you talking about?
I'm Uncle Scratch, baby.
Come here, kids. Let me teach you how to play some music.
You want this harmonica? No, never mind. When he realizes it's annoying.
Gross.
Yeah, but no. She's just like, she tried, like, Malcolm wanted help. She went to help him. She finds something out and goes to JP, and he's like, I don't give a shit. I got my own stuff going on. And just kind of leaves. She feels she's frustrated. So I think she knows that she's meeting with Mr. Vidalis, who has shown her a little bit more of this side of her and more about her background. And now that she's seen her parents, she wants to figure out a way to help her, just her mom.
Okay, so start the dream for us.
So I think it's more of a she's angry and she goes into the garden, and in her wake you start to see some of the lush trees and flowers and everything start to kind of rot a little bit under her feet because she's walking through barefoot as she's just angrily kind of pacing in the yard. And when she sees that it's doing this, she's just kind of shaking her head, and she walks around to the front of the yard where everything's already dead anyway. And you see her just sort of sit down and put her hands on the earth, and kind of like she did last time, except last time was with a different intent. I think she closes her eyes and is just focusing on everything that Vidalis had shown her, with the dark room and the monster that she's now coming to realize looks a lot like her pets. And she closes her eyes as she just begins to sort of leave her body and look at the city once again.
So as you sort of fade from reality and begin to kind of notice everything that's going on around you, you see the souls that are trapped in vessels, in form, in physical form. You hear the cries coming from below. But you're drawn to the door because it sings to you. And when it sings to you, it sings in a sort of eerie, sort of sour song as it draws you closer. And you can hear breathing at the same time. And that breathing kind of draws you into focus that Sarah, Barry, and Gus are just sort of standing there. And they look realer than the way that Gephardt had left them. And so as you kind of step closer, you realize that they are 3 times the size, and that their fur is real, and that they are slobbering and growling. But they're not growling or slobbering at you, they're growling behind you. There's something just really, I would say, off camera that they are focusing on, and you kind of look behind you, but you can't see it. And so as you get kind of drawn in, you get drawn past them towards the door. It remains closed in front of you, but the song is there. That sour sort of melody, just kind of playing through the door very softly. Its volume hasn't changed since you started this journey, but it's there. What do you do?
She's gonna go up and put one of her hands to the door. Flat.
Feels cold to the touch.
Can she open it?
There is a doorknob.
Yes, she opens it.
The doorknob begins to turn and creak and make a metal grating, sort of a high-pitched sound as the door swings open. Beyond is something else completely. What does it look like, the underworld, to Flora?
I think it's people's idea of I guess Hercules, people's idea is flowing rivers of souls and people being tortured and things like that. I think it's just void. It looks like it goes on forever, but the closer you get to something, it starts to come into vision. So it looks like it's endless nothing, which is part of what makes it so terrifying. is being in this vast space, and you could walk forever and not find anything. A lot like Stranger Things, where it's literally just nothing. And I think that as soon as she would walk in, she would have this wave come over her of partial realization and partial intrigue.
As you step through to the other side, you look back and you can see beyond the door. The door lies at a shore's edge for a small river, kind of flowing, black water. And you see the vastness of everything else around you. Things off in the distance. People wandering aimlessly, looking in various directions, seeking something that they will never find. As you're looking around, you realize that there's something different about you. You take a look at your hands. Something has changed. What do you see?
I think she would maybe start to realize that she doesn't have the same complexion as when she came down. She would almost look, monochrome. There's no, like, devoid of life or color or, anything. And maybe the closer she gets to this, or the farther she goes in from the gate, the less she remembers about what she left.
Which direction do you walk? Is there something in particular that Flora, being who she is, wants to find and can find, because she is one of the few beings in this place that can reach a destination?
I think she would whistle to her companions, run her fingers through their fur and just kind of look to them. Let's go home. And she's going to head to where she used to stay.
Your journey takes you a short time. Time seems to move in a different way, but it feels short. And so as you arrive at where you used to stay, you hear a familiar voice just off in the distance, just beyond the dwelling. You hear him barking orders. Describe the dwelling to us.
It's a lot like what Mr. Vidalis had shown me in the vision of a large chair that looks like it has been sat in every day for the last, for thousands of years. It's sort of warped where you would sit, and it's warped where the hands would go on the handrests. And then there's, plush red carpeting and, like red pillows you could sit in, and there's a fire, and it almost looks like a room without walls. Like it has all of the furnishings, it has all of the little details you would expect. But it seems out of place.
As you walk into this room, this place, your hands running against surfaces and objects, you get a feel for familiar things. As Sarah, Barry, and Gus find a rug that they were always comfortable with, and they kind of do what a normal animal would do, which is they turn themselves a couple of times around and settle, and almost immediately you hear the snoring. And you walk up to a familiar table, 2 glasses, wine poured, the vintage that you are absolutely familiar with. And you hear a voice behind you. Back so soon. And you turn and you see him. Him as you know him. And he smiles at you. And he reaches down and he picks up a glass. And he hands you that glass. Picks up one for himself and raises it to toast you. Are you back for good?
I don't think I've ever been back for good. I don't think I ever will be. Not with so much left undone. And she looks up to the general direction where she would think of her parents.
Pity. He raises the glass to his lips. I'll miss you. And the dream fades. And you're back in your garden. Now, I'm assuming that was explore your mythos. What's the question that you want to ask using that clue?
I have a really
Dramatic
big
pause.
question, but I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to ask that.
Why not?
How do I save my mom?
As the vision begins to fade from you and you're sitting there pondering in the garden, you realize that Vidalis doesn't have the answer. In fact, it's probably in his best interest that you don't. And so the vision continues to play out in your head, continuously back and forth. You're just kind of playing it over and over. And it comes to mind that you might know somebody who actually could give you the answer, who might be able to explain or help you figure it out. One word comes to mind, a name: Artemis. And none of that means anything to you right now. But the name just won't leave you. Artemis has the answer. And that's where we'll end that montage. All right, guys. So now you guys have done some really awesome montages. And what happens next? JP is definitely on Flora's shit list. Malcolm is definitely troubled, and Scratch is not getting drunk even though he's trying.
Don't we still have people to find? Wasn't there like one more person to find?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Gideon.
No. He's talking. So JP was talking about the challenge.
Yeah, Gideon.
The stolen children. Gideon is not there in the normal way. Gideon disappeared.
Right.
So Gideon is not technically part of the game.
He's not part of the game, no. He disappeared before the game.
Yep. Which is why he doesn't count in my head as part of the game, although I could see how Malcolm would believe that that's part of the game.
So whether we realize it or not, the game is over. We just may not realize.
I don't know. Did you actually ask Samuel that question?
No, I didn't.
Well, somebody was a little too pissed at him, weren't you?
I guess JP would probably go to Malcolm's house in the morning then. Or not in the morning, but after talking to Egg Shin.
Okay. Well, I would imagine that you would find Malcolm and the crew eating pizza.
Yeah. I don't see why not. I don't see why we. I mean, if we were eating anything, it'd be pizza. Malcolm's had a long ass day. But yeah, I think it's later enough in the afternoon that he's definitely awake.
Just hear him knocking on the door of the warehouse.
And you hear a shout back, "Go away!"
Malcolm!
Oh, it's just you. And then you hear like a bunch of like, scraping and moving of things, and then the door wrenches open. I already have food. It's okay. You don't have to come over and bring us anything.
You never eat it anyway.
I know. That is gross.
Did you find all your friends, or?
No thanks to you.
Yes, thanks to me.
You weren't even there. I lost my sword.
Well, we were helping on another front
How?
by talking to Samuel.
I found all of my friends by myself.
Did you find them all?
Yeah.
Okay.
I found all of them. I found Tink. I found No Name. I found Slightly. And I found the twin. And Flora was playing with dirt.
What about the other one?
Gideon?
Yeah.
He's on the island. You remember the island? From the dream.
Why is he there, Malcolm?
I don't know. I didn't put him there.
Who did?
I think he did. That's what Slightly said before Slightly got taken.
Why?
I don't know, JP. I'm not Gideon.
Should we go find a Gideon?
Yeah, that's what I told Flora, and she was like, "It's too late. We had a long day. I'm going to bed." And then she walked away, and I said, "Lady, I'll do it myself."
Well, would you like to go find him now?
I would like to go find him now.
Okay. Do you want to try to see if Flora and Scratch want to help?
That depends. Are you all going to say that you're going to help, and then you're all going to go different ways and then completely not help at all? Because that's what you did last time I asked for help.
That isn't what we did.
That's what it looked like.
I'm sure that's what you think happened, but that's not what happened. Mom.
Well, how many boys did you save?
We helped save all of the ones you saved. That's
Okay.
what teamwork is.
I don't think so. I disagree.
Well, that means that you're not being a good team player, Malcolm.
Well, then maybe I'm not.
Well, maybe you should practice then.
I was too busy to practice saving all my friends.
Well, then I guess you have to practice now.
This game is dumb.
You walked right into it.
You listen. I have to go save Gideon.
Right, so now you have to practice teamwork. So how are you going to do that and also save Gideon? What do you think the best way is?
Fly off by myself and do it like I did everything else?
No,
Oh,
that's not practicing.
it's worked so far.
Well, that's why you haven't practiced yet. That's why you're bad.
You're bad. Call the floor lady and Scratch.
I think you should call them, Malcolm.
He puts out his phone for your. He puts out his hand for your phone.
I hand him my phone.
Boop. And he calls the floor lady. But it takes him like far too like suspiciously a long amount of time for him to make the call. He's just like. But he eventually calls the floor lady. Bring.
What time is it?
Bring.
What time is it when he calls?
2 kings.
Probably afternoon.
Okay.
I mean, I would imagine it's way after all the montages. So
Okay. So if it's the afternoon, she picks up and you just hear aggressively loud barking in the background. And she's like, JP, hold on. Shh. Nope. Don't eat that. She's just yelling at the dogs.
It's not JP, it's me.
Hi, Malcolm.
Hi, what are you doing?
I'm in the park.
Okay, that sounds boring. You want to go save one of my friends?
Sure.
Okay.
Let me,
I figured you
have
guys
you
could
eaten
at least
today?
help save one. What?
have you eaten today?
Yeah, I had 2 pizzas.
Okay. I'll see. Wait. Is it everybody or?
Everybody what?
Never mind. Bye.
Oh no, I
I'll see
had
you
2 myself. Everyone else had some too.
She hangs up.
Okay, bye. Does JP have Scratch's number? Okay, then he calls Scratch afterwards. Bring. 2 kings.
God, stop. Stop. Hello.
Hi.
Scratches.
What are you doing?
Cheery. I'm just remembering.
Remember the stuff? You want to go on an adventure? Remember like the time that you were supposed to go on an adventure with me and help me save my friends, but then you and JP didn't? You guys went off and did your own thing, and then you didn't save any of my friends, and I saved all my friends by myself, and the floor lady played with dirt, and then I saved everybody? You want to go actually save somebody? JP said I need to use teamwork.
Well, it does make the dream work. Where you at?
No, Gideon makes the dreams work. I'm in my house. Where are you?
I don't recall if I've been to your house.
You haven't. I don't think.
Malcolm, can you put JP on the phone, please?
I guess so. Okay, bye, I'll see you at my house. And then he hands JP the phone. That's Scratch.
Hey, you muted the phone.
This is John Paul.
What was it's Scratch. Where the hell am I going? What are we doing?
Have you been to Malcolm's place before?
No.
I can. I'll send you the location. We're gonna help save his friend.
All right, awkward jumping man, we'll do that.
Well, I
See.
figured that he probably got taken by Samuel, right?
I mean,
Nope.
God damn it. I feel like if he took that kid, we'd have known by now.
So do you not want to help save the kid? I mean,
I didn't say that. I'm down for an adventure. I'm catching a second wind.
all right.
Yeah, just send me that address and I'll see you in a bit.
All right.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Is he coming or not?
Shit, I always do that.
I think he's coming. He
Okay.
said he loves me.
I'm breathing heavy.
Oh. Yuck. First Flora had a boyfriend, now you have a boyfriend? You guys are gross. Anyway, you want pizza? Some of it's still warm.
Do I ever eat pizza?
Do you ever do anything fun? I'm trying to be nice and play by your dumb team and give you pizza, and you didn't even want pizza.
Do you want me to eat the pizza?
Don't eat the pizza! And he takes a slice and...
JP will take a slice and we'll eat it.
See?
And I think he takes the first bite, and he's like really being like pretty grumpy about it. But he hasn't eaten like actual like pizza or like anything really like that like shitty for you in a long time. So I think when he takes a bite out of it, he like kind of like can't help but like sort of stuff the whole thing into his mouth.
And that's why I eat pizza all the time.
Yeah.
See how good you feel? You feel like that every time you eat pizza. Also tacos, but they're messy and hard to bring here.
JP,
Yeah.
because this is food, I'm going to need you to face danger.
Yes. Amazing.
Did you do that on purpose?
No, but it's so
No,
good.
I'm asking Mike if he wanted to try to get
No,
you
I
pizza
didn't.
on purpose.
I didn't.
Okay.
I can't believe you guys forgot about that. This is great. I love it.
All right, so I have the body like a mountain tag because my whole body is like iron, even my stomach. I don't think supernatural strength helps me much on this one. Will of Iron, I think, helps keep this pizza down.
Okay.
I think that's all I got. I think I got 2 tags. So I'm rolling with a +1 because I have a sour stomach. So that's a -1.
That is correct.
All right. Face danger.
Okay. The cheese of the pizza really does a number on JP's stomach, but he's able to mostly survive. However, socially, for the rest of the session, anytime it comes up, he's got a little bit of gas that he needs to release. So we're gonna say that's a tier 1 status of gassy.
Of gassy. So now I have tier 1 sour stomach and Wait, so does that level up my sour stomach?
No, because that one applies only to food-related things. This one only applies to social situations.
Okay.
Perfect.
Great.
I blame all of you for this devious situation.
Great.
Okay. So I guess you guys are waiting on Flora and Scratch, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm waiting on Flora and Scratch.
Yeah, so Flora would show up, basket in hand, just kind of walking and talking to Sarah, Barry, and Gus, just kind of feeding them snacks and from the basket and to each of them and talking and, she doesn't really know where the entrance is because last time he opened a magical door when we came in here. So she would just find like somewhere that wasn't like brick, like a metal like wall or something and just kind of bang on it. And then just she'll look to the boys and be like, speak. And just like they start barking and going crazy.
Yeah, as soon as Malcolm hears the barking, he slides the door open. And he has like a pizza hanging out of his mouth. And he's like, come in! And he opens the door and like swings the whole thing open so that you guys can get inside.
The dogs would see you and go crazy and try to jump on you and lick your face.
Yeah, and he kind of like corrals them inside and says, everybody play! And kind of like lets the dogs go roam around this abandoned warehouse.
They would each look a different way and be like, play? Just like not know which way to run and just kind of like stumble around. So she'll put the basket down and hand him a little napkin and unfold it and there's a little cake inside.
Oh yeah. Did you bring enough for everyone or is it just me cakes?
She points at the basket. Not a lot, 1 each.
You can have mine, Malcolm.
Yes. And he sort of he takes the basket and he like puts it on one. I assume like one of those like crate winches, and he like kind of like like Tommy Boys it. He puts it on there and like hits the button and just drags across like the middle of the room, and he says, "For Lady Brett snacks. They don't suck." And he looks at JP. Yeah, cake. I think Scratch is coming too. I also think that he likes JP. He said, I love you. That's what JP said. Come in! Wait, no, Scratch?
Yeah, he's gonna walk in after you say one.
Oh, okay. I meant to ask you for a password, but that's okay.
Yeah. He's gonna look at. Oh,
And here's JP.
yeah, he's gonna look at JP. Sorry.
Are you guys fighting?
No.
Oh,
How would you know I said I love you?
he told me. He said it.
Oh, yeah.
JP said it to Malcolm. He said, I think he told me he loved me.
Platonically.
Look, I appreciate hearing that. Who doesn't?
It's just an old habit. I'm sorry.
Look, there's nothing to apologize. I firmly believe there should be more love in the world.
Hey, I'm more of a text guy, so when I do talk, it's very rare.
Fair enough. So, do we want to rescue this kid, or?
Yeah. JP says I need to be better at teamwork, so are you guys going to help or not?
Do you have any leads?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I can lead you to the island.
What island?
The one that he's on.
Where is this island?
In the water?
Malcolm.
It's an island.
Which direction?
Oh. That way? And he points towards the docks.
What's on this island other than him?
I don't know. I haven't been there. If I had been there, Gideon would be back. I tried to tell you yesterday, but you said, I'm too tired, and then went home. And I'm not a team player.
You mean before or after I distracted those undead so you could get away?
After.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
So how do we plan on getting there?
Well, I can fly.
We. Team player.
Oh, I don't know. Do I have to do all the work again? Oh,
You
wait!
can do some of
No!
it.
I'm dumb! Hold on! And he runs over to the side of the building, not the side of the building, but like the side of the inside area, and he grabs like what's a huge tarp, and he yanks the tarp down, and there is a boat. Like a full-size boat that has been built in here. I built a boat! They helped! And he
Is
points to
that-
the Lost Boys.
Going to float?
Yeah, that's what boats do.
But does that boat do that?
Yeah.
How are you going to get it in the water? How are you going to get it out of the warehouse, Malcolm?
Well, it's big enough to go through the door. But
What if
JP, pick it up. Team player.
What if you shrink it and then make it bigger again, Malcolm, once you get outside in the water?
It's not a magic boat. It's just a regular boat. I didn't build a magic boat. I didn't think I would need a magic boat.
Are you sure you didn't build a magic boat, Malcolm?
Yeah, they did most of the work, and they can't build magic boats.
I don't know.
What if you just? What if you throw it?
What if he breaks it?
Throw it?
I'm going to ask a question here.
Yeah.
I would like Malcolm to actually describe what the boat actually looks like versus what Malcolm sees in his head as being a boat built. I want to know. I want to know what Flora and JP and Scratch are actually saying.
Yeah. So what Malcolm sees is like a 4-mast galleon. Is a massive ship that takes up the majority of this place, but it doesn't fit through the door. What they see is essentially a canoe that somebody has, like, you know how there's like those wooden bars in the middle of the canoe? Somebody has drilled a hole. One of the boys has drilled a hole in the center of it and stuck a dowel, a massive wooden rod through the top of it, and has erected a sail. So it's a canoe with a sail.
Is there anywhere in the city to rent a boat that Flora would know about?
I don't know, but I think you could ask Sage and find out.
Sage it.
You could Sage it. It's not even a thing that would require an investigation. Of course, there's going to be places where you can rent a boat. Sage would know.
She's going to look over to JP and Scratch and go, let's rent a boat.
But I have a boat right here.
All in favor?
Well, here's the thing, though, Flora. Malcolm promised that he was going to be a team player. But if he's going to be a team player, then I think everyone else needs to be a team player, too.
Oh.
Malcolm was nice enough to give us a boat.
I did build a boat.
I think it's the thought that counts, really. If we all want to be team players, let's just all chip in for the boat round.
Well, that's a good point.
I
Okay,
mean,
well,
he made an attempt. I'll give him that. He's trying.
See, people don't automatically shoot down my ideas. And she looks at JP
Take my own
and then
boat.
looks back to Scratch.
I'll just take my own boat.
I'll pay for the boat,
You
Scratch.
take your boat.
I appreciate it, though.
I made this
See,
boat.
now that's a team player. That is a team player right there, folks.
Made a whole boat. No one even wants to go inside. No one even wants to try my boat. It's a great boat.
Malcolm,
Yeah.
you get to keep that boat. This boat could be blown up by pirates. It could be taken. It could sink. The one we're going to rent. You want to keep that for later so you guys can keep it in case you need it, right?
Nothing I have is ever taken by pirates. Because I fight
Yet.
them. Because I'm the best pirate fighter ever.
Mm-hmm.
JP's okay. He punched a guy. Did I tell you what that one time with the pirates? And it was a giant wooden robot?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Oh, man, we heard it.
Oh. Okay.
Flora is going to whistle for the dogs to come and just we're gonna go rent a boat. We'll be back. We'll meet you guys by the docks. Like wherever the closest docks are to this warehouse.
I guess so. Kind of want to use my boat, but let's do whatever you want to do.
Flora would leave.
Okay, Flora, as you're leaving, you get a text from Vidalis. Just says confirming for 7 p.m. tonight.
She's gonna send him a pirate emote and just say, I'll message you if I'm gonna be late.
Okay.
And she puts her phone away.
All right. So we're gonna cut to a boat renting montage with Flora. What does that look like?
It looks like her with a giant fucking 3-headed wooden dog trying to rent a boat from some nice gentleman. She's just gonna tell the dogs to wait as she walks down. I'm assuming like a dock or like a plank or wherever where you walk and you like actually speak to the person.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna head out and just what's the biggest boat you have?
Person kind of looks at you. What are you planning to do with it?
I have about
friends?
5 friends coming with me. Yes.
5 friends. And the person
6
kind
friends.
of. What are you expecting to do? Is this sort of a holiday thing? Are you going fishing? How long are you expecting to have the boat?
A day trip, something fast.
Sort of like a 3-hour tour.
Maybe 6.
no.
I knew you were going with it. I don't like it. Nope, I'm just gonna keep going. 6.
Oh, 6, huh?
Mhm.
Shakes his head. Okay. You're renting for tonight?
We'll be back tonight.
Oh, all right. Takes your information, provides you with a schooner.
She is going to she's gonna reach into her bag and she pulls out like a white dress and throws it over her shoulder. She's like gives him the money and goes through all that stuff and realizes she doesn't know how to drive a boat. So she immediately texts JP. Secured boat, need captain. And texts him an address. And while she's waiting for is he gonna respond?
He'll just send back, sounds good.
When he gets there, the boat is fueled. The dogs are eating like bones, just sitting, on the top on the deck, and she's drawing on this white dress with a marker.
What are you drawing?
What is she drawing?
When JP gets there, she would just hold it up, and it's a pirate skull. I figured I would compromise. But instead of a pirate skull, it kind of looks a little bit like Malcolm, and it just has the X in the background.
I think Malcolm fights pirates. I don't think he is one.
She picks it up and looks at it. Fuck. And just takes it, wads it up, and throws it on the ground.
It was a
Just
good,
go. Just go, JP. Let's just go.
It was a good try, though.
She's gonna fold it she'll go pick it up, fold it inside out so you can't see the drawing, and just shove it back in her bag.
He might still like it. Oh, where is Malcolm, by the way?
I would assume he came with you. Probably dawdling behind. I mean, I assume that JP and Malcolm and Scratch were all together.
Yeah. What do you think, Malcolm? It's pretty good, right?
I mean, it's good if you're a pirate.
Yeah, but it's not like classical pirate. It can be an anti-pirate pirate.
That's not a thing.
Yeah, it is.
Actually, it is.
Who fights pirates?
I do.
Anti-pirates.
No.
we're
Anti means people who are against them.
I don't have an aunt pirate.
Everyone's a not pirate if they're not a pirate.
No. Sometimes you're a not ninja, like JP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, see, we sail this flag. They let us get close.
Well, no, I mean there is a name for anti-pirate pirates. It's called a privateer.
Have you ever seen a white pirate flag?
That's the point.
No, because that's surrender.
Yeah, I know. And he points to the white flag that Flora made.
Flora is already more agitated than she should be. And you see her digging through her bag and just mumbling to herself. And she pulls out a long black dress.
Can I see?
Well, I was going to wear this tonight.
Can I see it? Not that one. You can't draw in black. That's not how that works. Can I see that one? I'll fix it.
She hands him the white dress.
Trying to be a team player. Johnny.
She hands him the marker too.
Johnny, I'm gonna change the game on this fucking on this nonsensical storyline here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to let's see here. I'm going to imagine things to life. I think since everyone's watching and Malcolm just said he'll do it, I'm gonna use clap if you believe. And we kill pirates. And I'm gonna roll change the game on this thing.
Do we though? Do we kill pirates?
I mean, Malcolm literally just killed 2 people last night, and
I saw a bunch of pirates get killed.
Malcolm definitely killed 2 people last night, and no one's found out yet. So yeah, unless there's any sort of negative here, I'm gonna.
Nope. Do it.
Changes. Okay. Really, I don't care about the rest of those things. I just wanted to successfully. So Malcolm takes to the marker and he like uncorks it. And then when he's done with an inordinate amount of time, he holds it up, and the skull and crossbones that Flora drew is completely gone, and it's a hook, and it has the no symbol on it. And he says, "There! How's that? No pirates."
Yeah, now everybody will know that we are not a boat full of hookers.
I know! Perfect! No pirates.
All right, let's go.
And he looks to looks to Scratch, and he kind of balls it up and throws it towards you, and he says, "Ring it up the mainsail." That means the big mast in the middle.
You would see Flora grab it, having been on a pirate ship recently, and pretend like she knows what she's doing. So she'll take her dress and kind of knot it on the side, and just kind of like, you see her climbing up and trying to tie this thing off.
Yeah. Okay. And Malcolm confidently walks on the boat, and he assumes, what kind of is this? This is a.
It's a schooner.
It's a schooner.
It's a schooner.
It's a sailboat, you dumbass.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of boat.
You don't know what a schooner is?
I do know what a schooner is.
Oh my God.
So yeah, he
I
walks.
just tie it over the existing like.
Yeah.
You like that Mallrats thing, John?
That's why I said scooter. Jesus Christ.
So yeah,
Right.
he confidently walks up the gangplank and towards the back of the boat, like he's gonna captain this boat.
Scratch is gonna climb up the topsail and
This is his leg.
All right. So, who's sailing the boat, actually?
Malcolm. Unless someone stops him.
Is there a below deck?
Sure. It's
Alright.
a part of our scheme.
She disappears down there and comes back in like a bathing suit and shorts with a bottle of whiskey that she pulled out of her bag and is just laying on the front.
JP would be helping,
Dogs.
but he already had a sour stomach before going on this ship. So
Oh.
he's sick.
Oh, you're so fucked, dude.
And also, I established that JP is not good with water, so he's super seasick.
Yeah, he's not a strong swimmer either.
Oh. JP. Great. Thank you for reminding me. All right. So, Malcolm, how are you doing this?
It's like the best way ever. Yeah, I mean, he stands behind the helm up on the quarterdeck, and he looks out to his motley crew, and he looks to what he perceives as his first mate, JP, because he's the only other person that he's seen on a boat, because we fought pirates twice, and he looks to Scratch, and he like puts his hands on his hips and he goes, "Bosun, take us out!" And he points to the like the rope that's tied to the docks.
Scratch is just gonna slowly walk over, unhitch it. Okay, are we ready, Captain?
Miss Flora, are you ready?
Daytime Flora is catching some rays, getting drunk, playing with flowers in her hair, just fucking off. So she just gives you a big old thumbs up and just continues to drink whiskey with her dog, just hanging out.
Please do it.
That's why they say women are bad luck on boats.
Oh, I was really hoping you'd be like, I can't hear you.
No. Aye, Captain. Oh.
We're drowned in a boat because it doesn't know how to sail.
Oh man. Yeah, and he looks to the crew again because there's only now apparently two of them, and he just shouts out. He says, "Lower the mainsail!" Oh, wait, no, that's not the right one. Bring up the mainsail! And he mans the helm of the ship, waiting for the wind to catch.
You begin to tack the ship out from the dock, taking it out into the bay. Almost immediately, the water begins to change from calm to starting to get choppy, and the wind is really beginning to blow, picking up the sails and just carrying you out to sea. But the water is getting incredibly rough already. So Malcolm, how do you want to deal with this particular situation? Things are getting rough and it's becoming more difficult. You only have Scratch to help you, since JP is clearly having issues, who will be making a face danger roll in just a second. And Flora is just getting drunk.
Yep.
Drunk as drunk. And being like peace and love and all that flowery shit.
So it's just chop, right? It's not like we're like sailing into a storm or anything, right?
The water is getting choppy.
Yep.
And it's just you notice that it's getting a little bit difficult to hold the wheel at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I think he just pilots right into the chop. He knows where the island is, and he's just gonna tough it out.
Okay. Continuing to go on into the water, the waves, the swells tend to get bigger and bigger. And at first, it's, a little slight dip, and the sun is still shining, and the water looks just a little bit white-capped, but you get farther and farther out, and off in the distance, you can see a foggy sort of mass that is the island. But as you begin to get closer and closer to it, the swells begin to get deeper and deeper, and JP is going to have to face danger now.
Nice.
And in this particular case, it is going to apply because you've already got a sour stomach. I think it's perfectly okay for it to apply here because you're dealing with motion sickness.
Sure.
I love how Flora's like laying on the front where there's no seats. She's just kind of laying there drinking, but like he's the one that's chasing danger.
So JP's like at the edge of the boat, like face over the side, and we'll see how bad it is.
That wouldn't be bad.
Body like a mountain.
Okay.
Will of iron, and that's all I got again.
And you're gonna have you've got your sour stomach,
Correct.
and there's gonna be a story tag of choppy water.
Awesome. I'm rolling with 0 power, friends. Believe it or not, guys at home,
You're walking
I did
on
not
air.
build my character around the concept of being able to eat nasty food and be fine afterwards. All right, let's do it. Nope.
Yikes.
Mythos isn't Joey Chestnut?
Yikes.
It's gonna be a yikes from me, dog. Good luck.
It's gonna be a yikes.
Your sour stomach gets even worse as with each dip into a swell, coming back up and cresting, and the boat kind of slamming down again. There's this motion as well, kind of going on, and the world, the horizon just kind of shimmies back and forth as JP just starts to heave over the side, and his sour stomach just lets go of everything. And at first comes pizza, right? And it's gross as it's just sort of coming out at you and just kind of splaying into the water. And after that, some green concoction just sort of comes up after that, and you realize that that was whatever egg had fed you earlier in the day, and that just kind of spews out of your mouth in combination with a little bit of bile. And by the third time that you spew the contents, it really is just bile at this point, and it's just gross, and it tastes nasty, and it's sort of foaming, and you just and you're heaving over, and you're going to take that sour stomach and you're going to update it to a tier 2 seasick. Physical, completely physical. So anything physically related now is going to affect you as a tier 2 status. So you are now seasick.
Can I try to give him a drink from my flask? That has whiskey in it. See if maybe that.
You need to equal out your librium, boy.
If you had offered it to him, prior to his roll, I would have given him a +1 status. It probably wouldn't have helped.
Yeah, fuck me.
No, but now that you're giving it to him, I think he should face danger again if he takes it. Because it could make things a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah.
I ain't drunk.
So JP will drink it. Why not? If his friend he's trying to be a team player and his friend Scratch is helping.
Oh no, baby, what is you doing?
So
Yeah, Scratch is gonna hand him the flask, but before he's gonna unscrew it because he's not sure that JP can handle that kind of dexterous motion.
So face danger again.
Yeah, to equal out your libriums.
Okay, so you're going to take a +1 for intent, not because of the alcohol, but you're going to take a +1 for intent.
Good.
Does anybody else have anything that they want to offer JP? Because he's rolling straight again in this particular case.
Can I offer him some sarcastic remarks?
I feel like that would be a negative here.
Never mind then.
I could be wrong. If you can offer me a sarcastic remark that's going to embolden him.
Is daytime Flora capable of sarcastic remarks?
Yeah, they're just they sound a lot nicer.
It's a candy heart of Dramamine, just like you suck right now.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're drinking whiskey. Nobody drinks like fruity stuff.
Damn.
Does she?
Yeah, you had
She
fruity
always
drinks
has whiskey in her hand.
at night. You had fruity drinks in the park every time you've been in the park.
Yeah, but she keeps a bottle in her purse. It doesn't leave her purse because it's daytime.
That's true. This is the first time you've seen her daytime Flora drink whiskey.
Yeah, she's just looking over at JP like, you'd have a stronger stomach if you ate a good variety of food and not just that health stuff. There might be some cakes or something or cookies or something in my bag for Malcolm if you want to fill your stomach.
You're a very mean person.
And Malcolm thinking that she's being nice, like reaches over and like into his jacket, which he has now, the same way he had it when they went to Bjorn's office, and he pulls out a slice of pizza and just sort of throws it down off the quarterdeck and says, "Get your get your sea legs about you, first mate!" And he's holding onto the helm, and he like tosses it onto the deck.
You would see Flora hop up and grab one of the ropes because she's now been pounding this whiskey, and she's like, "Aye, aye, Captain!" Just like mocking JP.
I don't know. Did that help? Did that help JP?
No, that
You feel
definitely did not help.
I mean, if he eats it, it probably doesn't help him, but it's there now. There on the deck.
Great.
Love you.
I'm going to let you decide whether that's a positive or a negative. Player's call here. I'm sorry, it's good.
I
love it.
definitely don't
Plus
think
one
it
for
helps.
encouragement.
I definitely don't think it helps. I still have the same 2 tags from last time.
Yep. I'm afraid for JP's life.
Can I roll to see if maybe I brought him something that he would actually be able to eat? Because maybe she was being thoughtful when she packed all the cakes.
I'm assuming Flora would be thoughtful anyway, so I don't think you need to roll. Just tell me what you think would be helpful in this particular case for him, and I'll call it a positive.
Would JP drink like those kale shakes that you put like healthy fruit in to make it not taste gross?
Probably. He'd
Yeah,
probably
so
eat like some health shake bullshit.
So she's still mad at you, even as daytime Flora, and she's not going to put the stuff that tastes good in it. She's just going to put it's just kale and spinach. Like she doesn't put like the good tasting sweet sugary fruits in it. She just puts it's healthy, and it'll probably be fine. But
No, don't reach out. Don't. Roll this quickly. Hurry, roll it.
Roll it. Is that a +1?
Yes, +1, go.
All right.
Damn it.
No, he can roll it first. We're already in the middle of rolling it.
Are you muted, Mike?
Am I muted? Yeah. So for video, some fun with the seasickness whiskey. There's a crit fail in your for you to use, Johnny. I assume that's what that means.
Well, I'm drinking.
Oh, Ah, damn it. All right, I'll save that for later. God damn it. Okay, so you succeed and reduce your you reduce it back to a mildly ill or mildly sick tier 1 status based on the help and everything else that's being thrown at you, JP, for between the whiskey and the stuff that Flora is giving you and Malcolm's encouragement, yet throwing you a slice of pizza. But the swells continue, and they get worse and worse as the waves begin to kind of consume and consume the horizon as the schooner kind of dips down below, and the waves are reaching above the mast. You're not but a couple miles out to sea in this bay, and yet the waves are getting crashing. They're crashing and getting crazy. For the rest of you, this seems like an incredibly terrifying situation, but for Malcolm, it's an adventure. And he appears to be scaling you farther and farther out into the water. What are you guys doing?
We could see the island, right?
Oh, yeah, you can.
Does this look anything like the island from the dream?
That you could see when you were on the boat? Yes?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, when she was on the boat with Malcolm's father.
So what you saw at night was just a light on the island, so you weren't really quite sure. What you see in the daytime is a fog-shrouded island that has a vaguely the same shape, but you're not sure.
Okay. She's going to take the bottle of whiskey, close it up, put it back in her bag, and head up to Malcolm. Do you need anything, Malcolm?
Do you know how to do any boat stuff? Do you know how to do any boat stuff?
Recently,
Oh, you're frozen.
so I was frozen. I recently learned how to do a few things. She
What
doesn't
is-
sound very confident.
What did you know how to do?
There was a kraken.
I know I
Thing?
fought it. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I fought one as well.
Oh.
I learned how to. I saw someone steering the ship.
Okay, that's what I'm doing.
It was breaking, so
Uh-huh.
they had to do something with hoisting masts.
Well, the masts are up. You gotta hoist the
And-
sails.
That's what I meant.
Yo ho, yo ho.
That kind of stuff. So I'm sure if you told me what to do, I could do it.
Okay, can you climb up?
Yeah.
Okay. You see that thing up there? You want to climb up it and sit inside it?
Can I have something to look out with?
It's probably up there. Who gives you a ship?
I don't want to
without-
get up there. I don't want to get up there and not be there, though.
Yeah, but you got the
Maybe
ship.
you have one in your pocket.
I'm the captain. Why would I have one? My first mate should have one, and the person up there should have one, and the person up there is you, so you probably have one. You should check.
Okay. So she's going to look at this thing she has to climb, and she's just cursing under her breath, realizing she doesn't want to do this. She takes her shoes off, takes her bag off, takes everything, and then looks to the dogs.
You could climb with shoes on.
Stay there. Protect him. Those are two. Just stay there. And you see her start to climb to get up there.
Okay,
She
so
looks
when
a little unbalanced.
okay, so once she gets up to the top what does she do?
Looks for the eyeglass. Is there one up there?
Sure.
Obviously, who rents a boat without a spyglass? That doesn't make any sense.
She immediately goes looks in the wrong side, and is like, nope. And just turns it around.
Don't forget to yell land ho!
Okay, Malcolm.
Okay.
You look like you're gonna say something.
I was, but he kept saying things, and I was like, "Yeah, that totally makes sense." So you do see the island. It's mostly shrouded, but you do see that the tip is actually exposed above the fog. But as you are looking,
I tried so hard not to laugh. I'm sorry.
I blame you, scene breaker. But so as you're kind of looking, you also see that there is some movement going on in the water in front of the island.
What kind of movement?
When you get beyond the choppy water, which continues to grow in size in respect to the swells, and it looks stormy even though there isn't a cloud in the sky, you notice far beyond that there is something, a great large shape moving and shifting under the water, and occasionally it surfaces and it looks vaguely like a whale's back kind of surfacing, but then disappears into the water. But it's much larger than any whale that you've ever heard of.
So the last time she was on a boat, she remembers exactly what happened. Does this look anything like that color or thing?
Yes.
Like, or does it have traits or size-wise or anything that she would see that would be like, ooh.
Yes.
You don't hear Lanto or anything else. You hear "fuck" coming from the top. And she looks down to JP. JP, remember our conversation last night that you didn't give a shit about? And she points off in the distance and goes, "Kraken!"
So as the boat crests one of the waves, and right before it begins to make its descent into another swell, you can see across the water, and you can see something vaguely in the distance, JP, the shape. Scratch, if you are looking at all, you see exactly the same thing. For Malcolm, he just sees adventure.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Malcolm continues to pilot the boat.
Does this boat have cannons?
No, it's a schooner.
It's the schooner.
So? I don't know what Flora did. I don't know if she got the upgraded package.
Where can you go in
What?
today
Wait,
and
the
rent a
pirate
boat?
package?
Yeah, where can you go today and rent a boat with cannons on it? Because I want to
don't
go.
know. We are in Metropolis.
Where can you go and rent a boat with a crow's nest in it?
I mean, really, you can't rent schooners,
Boom.
Johnny.
Boom, you're done now.
Can I, Malcolm, we're gonna need weapons.
Okay, I hope you brought them.
Malcolm,
I don't have my sword.
you brought us out here on an adventure without weapons?
You got the boat. I had a boat, and it was fine. And it had cannons,
weapons
and it
on
had
it?
an armory, and it had swords, and I had a flintlock. Oh, no, I didn't. And then you got this dumb boat. My boat wasn't even good enough. And he takes his hands off the helm.
The boat slowly begins to turn.
Oh,
Are we turning around?
nope.
Damn it. Can we?
No. We're almost there. Look that way.
Malcolm.
Yell Lanto.
I'm not doing that, Malcolm. Do you see that thing?
But if you don't yell it, then there's no land.
The last time I saw this, everyone died, Malcolm.
I know that happens every time.
I'm not in the business of dying.
What do
Well-
you mean by that, Malcolm?
Well, then you should fight the Kraken. Try punching it. You didn't bring a weapon. Psh. What do you mean?
Feel
What do I
like-
mean? It's a Kraken. They kill people. That's like they hold. That's their whole thing. What else do they do?
Ability.
JP, you got any input? You stop throwing up. Can you man up for a minute so we can figure out a weapon, please?
Sack up, JP.
Don't really think this is anything to do with my manhood.
Oh God. Can't take you anywhere.
Definitely not on boats.
You should try spitting on it.
Wells are
Gross.
getting bigger and bigger and deeper and deeper.
Flora's gonna get the fuck out of this thing up here. because she knows what happens when there's a kraken and it starts tentacling everywhere.
And as you start to like climb down, you just hear from below you one of the worst things you could hear, except for the kraken tearing the boat in half. You hear, "Bosun, prepare to ram the kraken!"
Oh, god damn it, Malcolm! Wait till I get down.
Sorry.
It's time for Malcolm to take a risk.
Okay.
Dick, Malcolm.
Oh man. Okay. Oh god. I don't know what I'm rolling here. What's the situation, Johnny? What am I taking a risk against?
So up to this point, Malcolm has been successfully navigating on sheer imagination and adventure.
Yeah.
JP has been dealing sorely with the situation. Scratch has just been like, whatever, and Flora is now beginning to freak out. So for Malcolm, it's situation normal. However, the swells are getting bigger. There's something unknown in front of him, and the boat's ability to stay on a straight, basically on a straight path is now getting, pushed beyond Malcolm's ability to just straight up imagine the situation to his success. So there's a mythological creature in front of you. You're facing gigantic waves, and you're sailing a boat where nobody else is really kind of helping you besides Scratch. So that's what you're facing.
Okay.
To continue on would be to take a risk because you don't know how you're going to be able to handle it if you encounter any one of those three situations.
Okay. Can I?
No, you can't.
Can I not do that instead? And change the game? And
You are not making a flying ship.
I'm not making a flying ship. No, I am not. I'm certainly not making a flying ship. Can I outfit my crew?
That's a way to change the game, sure.
Okay. So I'm going to change the game.
Okay.
I'm going to say, imagine things to life.
Okay.
Arguably clap if you believe.
Okay, we're gonna come back to that one. So
Okay.
no, we're gonna come back to that one.
Yeah. Okay. So definitely imagine things to life. I was gonna say we kill pirates. This isn't a pirate situation. Bangarang. I'm sure you're gonna have negatives. Crow call. Because
Okay.
there's gonna be a crow call. Don't you worry. And everything's a game.
Okay.
It would be 5 if you say clap if you believe.
Okay. So let's talk about clap if you believe.
Sure. So the fact that everyone was just looking to Malcolm to provide weapons and be an actual captain and know what was happening, we're in danger, and everyone went, Malcolm, what do we do? And everyone knows that there isn't anything here.
Technically, that was only Flora.
That's true.
Okay. Which brings me to the point of the crew is not working together right now.
Okay.
So that's where it's like, I'm not sure clap if you believe works because it tends to be the kind of situation where
Yeah.
everybody needs
No, I
to be
got
kind
you.
of focused.
I'm with you
Okay.
there.
So 4.
Yeah,
So
4.
first things, yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
That's it. 4, and then whatever you're going to minus.
All right. So first thing is gigantic swells.
Okay.
It's going to be a story tag of negative. The Kraken is also going to be a negative.
Yep.
And I'm going to ask you guys what you think about the fact that JP is still sort of seasick.
To be
Is
fair,
that-
is he ever useful?
So I don't think... So
Oh
here,
my gosh! I've seen it.
I'm just trying to stay in character, guys.
Life so many times.
So I think JP being sick doesn't affect Malcolm at all. Right? Does that make sense? Even
Over to
if
pizza.
yeah, even if Malcolm outfits him, it would just affect his ability to fight later on.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
All right.
Okay.
I agree with that.
So I'm rolling on 2 power.
You're rolling on 2 power.
Changes. Okay. Yes, suck it.
You know what's funny though? I seem to remember there was a donated crit failure.
There was just also donated several other crits. Seriously though, just because I'm a nice guy and feel like some ramming is gonna go bad, all players. Oh, great! All players take the patent pending Al crit. It is a crit that you don't know what it is until you roll it.
Oh, fucking Al. God damn it.
Yeah.
The owl crit. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna let you succeed this one because of that roll, but I may throw out a crit failure at some point here.
That's fine.
Okay.
That was 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, all the players take an Al crit. So now I have 3 Al crits that I have to fucking
Right.
trash.
So what you have now is, since you have 2 power, and it's a great success, you have 3 juice to spend.
Yes. And if anyone here in chat or in the game forget how an Al crit works, you declare that you're using the crit, and then you roll 1d2 and find out if it is a 1 or a crit success. So you don't know until you actually use it.
I forgot we did that last session.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I love the Al.
So when you use it, you roll. And they only work for Al. No one else try to donate for those. So I'm doing...
I'm okay if somebody else actually donates.
No. It's an Al specialty.
I'm good. I'm good. I think it's great. I think every crit should be that way.
Change the game. Okay, so... I have 3 juice.
No, you only have 2.
Oh.
Of course you have 3.
Okay, cool. Then it is create a story tag and scale up the effect for more targets. The story tag is outfitted crew, or buccaneer. I don't know, whatever you guys want to put. You guys now are in full sailing garb, and you have a cutlass, and the adults have a flintlock.
Do I have, there's no female sailing outfits. Am I in a dude's sailing outfit?
Yes.
Please. Yes.
Hold on. So wait a minute. Hold that thought, because I'm actually going to come back to you specifically about that. So Malcolm,
Yes.
that is your story tag.
That's the story tag, and I'm scaling it up to hit everybody.
To hit everybody. So that's 2 juice.
Yes.
What are you doing with your third?
The third juice is, you know, in Pirates of the Caribbean when they fight that one ship that has the masthead, it comes out and it has the triple barrel cannon. The ship now has a forward cannon. You asked. You gave me a boat. This is your own fault.
I give you a boat.
I
She rented
give
you
you
a
a
boat. Yeah, seriously.
You, as the MC, allowed Malcolm to get on a boat.
I did nothing of the sort.
We better not damage this boat. I'm gonna get charged out the ass if we fucking sink this thing.
Can we name the boat?
Credit card maxed.
Yeah, so what is the name of the boat, Scratch? Please name the boat for us.
Kraken Lackin.
Well, now we're not Kraken lacking. We're full of Krakens. We got Krakens for days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
No.
full Buccaneer garb. Go, Flora. What does it look like? What do you now look like? What does your outfit look like, and what are you outfitted with?
I like to think that I have a very similar outfit to what Malcolm's dad wore. Down to the hat. Like a captain's, like not the captain's hat, obviously, but a hat like, scaled down a little bit. Wearing like the big open white blouse with a long coat, with the brown pants with suspenders, with the big boots.
Wear your brown pants.
Okay. So that is Flora's outfit. JP, what does your Buccaneer's outfit look like?
But didn't Malcolm make it?
He imagined it, but it's tailored to JP. So what does JP look like?
Oh man, it's a good question. I think his is a little more like military. It's like if instead of like your normal pirate, it's like the Navy captain decided to fuck off and go be a pirate. So it's got like places where it almost looks like metals might have been before you like would have pulled them off. And it's got like the golden buttons. So yeah, it looks like very like naval officers, but like kind of worn and beat up.
Okay. Scratch. What does a bluesman's buccaneer outfit look like?
It's all black, and the jacket almost looks the same, except now it's leather, and the shirt underneath just has frills on it, and his hat has turned into what Captain Barbossa's hat looked like. And,
Yeah, do the
Does
voice.
it have a feather?
Caribbean. Yeah, absolutely.
Now do the voice.
I don't want to. I don't.
Can't do it.
Do it. Do it.
I can't think of any of the lines.
The only one important line. No, we named the monkey Jack.
Yeah, there it is. That one.
What is Malcolm wearing?
Malcolm is. I don't even know that Malcolm would have changed. Malcolm is wearing green. Malcolm is wearing a tricorn hat. He has a green scarf, and he has a green long coat with the traditional like dip down, sailor boots. And he has a new cutlass at his side as he's holding on to the helm, sort of shifting and swaying in the boat, still piloting straight towards the Kraken.
Okay. So, ship continues to move forward. The
But you
swells
also
are
have.
getting-
There's one more crew member.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sarah, Barry, and Gus?
Yeah.
Okay.
They each have a one-corn hat. They just have like the master and commander, like the they just have the one. Each one of them has one to make up a tricorn hat, and there is on their collar. It's now like a cape that falls beside them, kind of like a horse's barding, but it looks like a sailor's jacket.
I like to think they look really majestic with the wind blowing, and then it blows into their face, and they all start biting each other, and the hats fall off.
Okay. So you're continuing to sail forward.
Mm-hmm.
The swells are getting deeper and deeper. There was a reason I was having you face danger, because the ship is beginning to kind of rock.
I know.
Or sort of take a risk. So because you changed the game, and you equipped everybody, I'm now going to ask you to face danger.
Okay, dope. Let's see here. Let's hiccup, and then we'll go face danger. Okay, let's do everything is a game. Oh, and my character sheet stuff. Yeah, there we go. Let's do everything is a game. Oh yeah, I forgot to use my actual crow call. When he outfitted everybody, he puts his hand in the air and he shouts, "To arms!" And then that's why everyone has arms now. So we'll do...
and there's a magical sort of flourish sound that just kind of goes with it,
And it just echoes over the wind. So we'll do everything's a game, bangarang, and I think that's it. I think that's all I got.
So the two story tags, the Kraken and the
Still
swells, are in effect.
Okay, am I doing face danger?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there should be a power of 0. Mild success.
Your character sheet is finally working.
It is. Yeah, I made a new one.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Delete the old one. Anyways, going in and down through one of these swells, you come back up, and the boat seems to teeter. And for JP, he almost feels a little motion sickness again, or seasickness again, and wanting to throw up. Malcolm's just suddenly just kind of rights it and rides the wave down, and begins to go through the next swell and back and forth and back and forth. The waves beginning to kind of even out a little bit. But Flora, you notice as the waves are beginning to kind of settle and the boat is beginning to have a much smoother ride, that there are things beginning to move under the water towards the boat.
you would see Flora holding on to her hat, looking over the side of the ship as she sees these things like moving under the water. And she'll turn to Scratch. Scratch, you ever shot a cannon before?
It's a first time for everything.
I like the way you think. You're probably the best equipped person to do that.
That's the first anybody's ever said that. Okay.
And Scratch is gonna mosey towards the cannon.
Mosey.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a Mosier. Mosier.
Did JP ever drink that drink I gave him?
I think I tried to face danger and mildly succeeded. Is that what happened after drinking that? Pretty sure that's what happened.
I believe so.
I don't think anything was added for that. I was gonna roll to see if I could like get him into fighting shape.
To heal me? That'd be good. Change the game
Okay.
to heal me.
In a way, yeah.
I think that's the appropriate way to do it. Absolutely.
All right.
It'd be like a status 1 tag of hair of the dog. This is the name of the tag. That'd be
That's
great.
exactly what's going to happen.
That would be great.
But the dogs are wooden.
Wah wah.
So I'm going to roll. Oh boy. This isn't looking good for you. This isn't looking good for you. I just realized all of mine are about killing people and the dead of night.
Or JP. It was great knowing you, man. I really, it was great knowing you.
I'm gonna use Necromancer. Because he's pretty much dead to the world anyway, in his current state.
Wow. Savage. Hashtag savage.
Trying to think what else. I think that's it. I think I got one thing.
Okay. This is one of those cases where does anybody else have anything that might be appropriate to this?
Yes.
Okay. What do you have?
For fighting this thing, correct?
For helping me.
I'm trying to heal
yes.
JP right now.
Oh, we're healing?
Can my natural healing and my natural fortitude help me just make it easier for Flora?
Oh, I would like to use Al's critical success. Thanks, Al.
No, you need to use an Al crit, which means you need to roll 1d2.
Fuck, I always... God damn it.
I was, not intending the Al crit is really kind of a funky 50-50 kind of a thing, and Al is actually sending me extra ideas about what else can be applied to it. So I'm currently loving.
Well, you are, because I fail every time I do this.
Just roll 1d2. Roll one.
Yeah. How do I? What's the thing I type out?
/ roll space 1d2.
Okay.
You can even just do d2.
That was 1s2.
God damn it.
You were close.
I'll take it though. I'll totally take it.
Well, I can't see because my page is covered by my. Hold on.
That's right. It was still a 1.
Me, right?
Good.
It just tastes so shitty because there's nothing sugar there. It's just out of spite. It's kale and spite.
Kale and spite.
She didn't have anything else, so she spit in it a little bit and took the kale and whiskey and shook it up.
It doesn't make it worse, does it?
Face danger. Well, hold on. Would JP accept her help?
Yes.
Would you
danger.
smell it though, and then be like, nah?
Oh boy. All right.
Oh boy is right.
Oh man.
Should have just brought you some chicken.
Oh! No!
Wait, hold on. All right, you're good. You're good.
You were gonna. I know what you're gonna do.
I was gonna do it. I'm not gonna.
I saw that face.
He could have used his Alcrit too. Okay. All right.
Wait, hold on. I might have something for this.
Gross.
No, never mind. I don't think the dynamite helps me here. All right, never mind. I tried.
Do it or not, there is no try. Okay, so what does it taste like, JP? What is kale and what was it? Kale and what? Despair? Kale and
Spite.
spite.
It tastes like the smell of it tastes like drinking fresh cut grass.
Yucky.
And as like JP like drinks the whole thing and is like, oh yeah, I think that that makes me feel a lot. Oh, it's just immediately back over the side.
And as you spew it, you spew the rest of your status, and you are now gone. It's gone. So you are completely
Amazing.
There's no more physical status.
So your status is healed, is what I got. Of that.
He's running out of battery.
Your status is healed, but you are still gassy.
There we go.
As soon as you start throwing up, JP, Flora's just gonna like.
Did I lose you again?
You're back. And you're gone. 10 out of 10.
There
And
you
you're
go.
back. You're back. There we go. You're very laggy.
This is the best day ever. Oh,
Okay,
no,
you're
you
back
see
now.
it. There you go.
You're good.
Nope.
I'm gonna keep.
Oh wait, there we go. Quick.
It's literally every time we say you're good, you're just like do, 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 do.
Right now. Like right now.
All right, no one look at Johnny. Every time we address it, he freezes. You're good.
All right, there you go.
Sam looks really concerned right now. So, yeah. What does Flora say after that? You were gonna say something.
She sees him throw up and go, "No, I actually think I feel a little bit better." And she's like, "Yep," and just pulls her sword out. And you see her, as she did on the pirate ship when she saw Malcolm's father. She pulls her glove off and stuffs it in, throws it to her bag at the bottom of the pole she was climbing, and then slides the sword through her hand as she did last time, since it worked. She knows that it worked last time.
Okay.
And just holds on to one of the ropes and waits.
So the boat begins to shimmy a little bit and shake as if something has hit the bottom of it. Malcolm, you're having a seriously difficult time steering it on the straight and narrow, and you see all of this movement going on under the water around you.
Now
Does
I
Malcolm
make the boat
change?
fly.
Are you doing anything?
I said, now I make the boat fly. No, what did you say?
Do you change it? Do you make any changes? Do you do anything different?
No, I gotta get to the island.
Okay, well, the fog is beginning to clear a little bit, and you can see that there is a boat beached on the island in the distance. But before you is this swirling sort of mass that's kind of under the water, kind of moving around, and you feel the boat bump again as it kind of moves past you.
Yeah, I mean, unless tentacles come out and stop me from piloting this thing forward, I'm going to move it as fast as the speed of wind.
Okay, so as you're continuing to move forward, Flora, you see as you're looking over the side, you see the movement kind of swirling, and there is a bunch of white foam kind of being generated as this whatever's happening under the water is beginning to kind of surface as up comes 4 tentacles reaching out for the boat, attempting to grab onto the ship itself. Malcolm, face danger.
As I'm loading the cannons, Scratch is gonna sing some songs. He's gonna try to get a shanty going.
Can you sing a song of sixpence?
No, it's gonna be.
If you can sing me a sea shanty, I'm not gonna make you roll for whatever it is. But you've got to sing me a sea shanty.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning.
I'm just gonna throw a cannonball into the fucking thing.
Amazing.
What are you gonna roll? What were you gonna try to roll? Change the game?
Probably. What I'm trying to sing and give people armor. I have wrap it up. So I was gonna
wrap it up.
Yep. I was going to give some spell armor as it were.
Okay. So here's what's gonna happen here. We're gonna treat that singing because you stepped up, you did it, and you're gonna change the game. We're gonna treat it as a great success with a power tag of 1. But that means you get, because it's a great success, you get two for that first power tag. So you just suspend in this situation. How are you going to spend it?
Let's see here. I think I want to give Malcolm like uncanny navigation skills.
Dope.
Like this dude is just like a Formula 1 boat racer. And I am going to give myself immaculate aim with the cannon.
All right. So Malcolm, that's a story tag of what how did you describe it again?
Story tag of El Capitan.
El Capitan works, and we'll call the other one Marksman.
Magellan and Deadeye.
Perfect. and you hear from the opposite side of the. Yeah, that's fine. And you hear from the opposite side of the ship. Yo, whoa, what up? She rises. Yo, whoa, what up? She rises. As Malcolm is now singing and wielding the helm.
All right. So you guys are preparing. Tentacles have come up, right? And they're starting to come at you. They're starting to reach out for the boat and trying to come at you. So you can either face danger here and have the boat deal with the attack. As Frags was just, as Scratch was just, changing the game for you guys. Or you can do something else. But the tentacles are coming in for the attack. There's 4 that have come out, 2 on each side. They're moving in onto the ship.
So, all right. Here's what I'm there. So that they're out of the water, right?
They're out of the water, moving in, coming to slam onto the ship.
Okay, I'm gonna face danger.
Are you though?
Yeah.
Are you?
I am. I'm gonna face danger. So, yeah. All right. Let's see what happens here. So I'm going to use. This one's a stretch. I'm going to use uncanny parkour to maneuver the boat. That's it from that one. I'm going to use.
Sell me on that one.
So what I'm trying to do is weave away from these tentacles while continuing going. I did say I was at ramming speed, so I'm quickly trying to navigate hairpin turns with my Formula 1 new skills, and weave around these tentacles so that they don't actually hit the boat.
What's propelling the boat right now?
The wind. And imagination.
And magic boys.
And magic boys. The wind and a magic boy.
Oh my god.
That definitely sounds like a Disney movie. The Wind and a Magic Boy.
I think it is.
Sounds like,
or at least Studio Ghibli.
I think it is one or the other one. It's like Kiku and the Wind or some nonsensical movie name. Yeah, so I'm going to attempt to use uncanny parkour until you tell me no. And then I'm going to use another stretch, clap if you believe. I got one.
I've done it every time, to be fair.
Yeah.
I have seen you do it every time. That's the reason I'm laughing, because I think it's hilarious. Okay, so uncanny parkour, clap if you believe.
Everything's a game, and then if the navigation counts, I'll add the navigation as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I have 4.
Yep.
What'd you call the tag? Magellan?
Magellan.
Perfect. I'm gelling like Magellan. I'll add it.
Gelling?
I'm
Right.
gelling.
Oh my god.
You have 2 story tags going on here.
The same one, the waves and the kraken.
No, the waves no longer affect because you're out of the choppy seas.
Okay.
So you're dealing with the kraken.
Yep.
Which is one negative story tag, and the other one is oh shit,
Puke stained boat.
no, it was
Shitty first mate.
no, I can't remember. I just had it in my head and I can't remember what it was. So I'm just gonna say you're gonna face one
Okay.
because I remember it at this point.
All right. So I'm rolling with a power of 3.
Okay.
Power of 3 will set you free.
Yep. Okay. You face danger. Navigate out of this. Describe to me how you're going to navigate out of this.
Okay. Let me look up what face danger does. Okay, so I just take no status. Okay, dope. Yeah, so as soon as he starts like echoing the song back in like it's kind of like it's like when you're in the military and you sing cadence, it kind of boosts your morale and gets you breathing properly. So he's echoing the cadence back, hoping that like it catches on as it caught on with him, and he sees the tentacles kind of pop up, and he sees the thunk of the cannonball hit the back of the cannon, and as he sees the tentacles pop up, he just grabs the left side of the helm and just yanks it to the right, and sort of everyone just sort of lurches, and JP probably yaks again, and then as soon as everyone like regains their footing as they're like sliding and skidding towards the other side of the boat, he reaches on the right hand side and yanks the boat the other way. And he's essentially trying to juke the tentacles as they come out of the water to basically continue past them.
Because Malcolm rolled an incredibly good face danger, nobody else is going to have to face danger at this point. However, JP is definitely puking at this point. How is Scratch and Flora responding?
At this point, I'm just going with it. I feel like Scratch has I feel like sea legs and drunk legs are one and the same.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
And Scratch is just kind of just he is being water, my friend. So he is just going with the motion. And he's
The
just,
motion of the ocean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's a skill of the sailor, right?
Okay, and what about Flora?
I feel like Flora, because she was standing on the ledge holding onto the rope, I feel like as soon as the boat starts weaving, she hops down, still holding onto the rope, and you just hear "Arr!" as the dog just slides back and forth across the deck of this ship, and she's just holding on, laughing because she's a little tipsy, and just watching her dog fly around on the deck of this ship. She's just laughing, waving the sword. She's having a great time.
All right, Malcolm. So you juke these tentacles as your crew is clearly enjoying or puking their guts out, moving your way through these 4 tentacles as they each come slamming down. One just barely kind of clipping the side of the boat just a little bit, while another one just reaches out and just slams behind you, sending a huge plume of water sprays the backside of the boat, kind of making you, getting you all a little wet, kind of moving your way and juking through as they begin to drop and pull under, and you feel a bump under the boat again as the boat just kind of slightly rises out of the water, as you see the thing kind of moving forward and trying to come into sort of in a way to block. And the tentacles then begin to kind of come and crisscross in front of you, blocking your way. Yes.
I want to shoot at it.
That's what I was waiting for.
Wait, hold on. Can we do something here?
All right.
No.
I'm wondering if we can do some sort of combo here, Scratch.
Am I gonna get to shoot you out of a cannon?
I think that would be pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was gonna go with a special cannonball,
So
but
here's what I want to do.
you're it.
JP is going to transform into the shape of a cannonball.
That is the sexiest cannonball.
And then he is going to get fired out of the cannon at this Kraken.
He's gonna shoot you out of his cannon.
I'm gonna, yeah. I mean, and the whole time, Scratch is when he transforms, he's gonna grab him, put him in there, put him in the cannon, and we'll shoot him. Put him in the cannon, and we'll shoot him. Put him in the cannon, and we'll shoot him into the Kraken.
Way, hey, and up she rises. Way, hey, and up she rises.
And all of a sudden, Scratch's harmonica is not like one of those like.
It's like the blues It's the Blues Traveler one that has the neck thing on it, and it comes up.
If you thought seasick was bad, wait till you get shot out of a cannon
Al
at a
says-
very high speed.
Al says, "Does the cannonball throw up?"
Yeah. I was puking a second ago, then I was farting, now I'm a cannonball.
It's been a day.
All right. You can either roll JP to change the game to become a cannonball, or Scratch, you can hit him with all you got with the cannonball, but you have to roll for it. Your sea shanty is going to count for one or the other of those.
I think they should do both. I think he's going to transform and shoot him.
No, sea shanty's only going to count for one. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I think they both have to roll.
Okay.
Like one rolls to do a cannonball, and one rolls to see if he can actually hit the target.
What
Yeah,
I'm
he can
saying
turn
is
into-
that I'm sorry. What?
I think it's pretty easy for him to turn into a cannonball.
Yeah,
Right.
I feel like you'll probably have more tags to succeed on this one, JP.
Right. But so the sea shanty is awesome. I want it to count for something. I want you to get an automatic success in one place. It's either JP's rolling or Scratch is rolling. Who's rolling?
I mean, the fucking sea shanty was I'm an accurate shot, so I think that really only affects.
Yeah, well, the sea
there's also
shanty
armor.
was for armor for everybody. I mean, I can start singing faster and make it a time signature and have everybody speed up and make everybody a smidge faster.
Right. So what I'm saying is that it was armor, Malcolm's ability to captain, and Scratch's ability to shoot. So I think the ability to shoot only applies to Scratch in this case.
Yeah.
I think that's what Johnny's asking.
You right.
Well, no, I agree that it should apply only in one case, but because both of them are, it's basically like it's almost two combined actions, it's two actions put together as combined kind of a thing. I feel like it's more interesting if, as players, Scratch and JP choose which one actually is going to apply, just for shits and giggles. That's really what I'm going for.
I say give it to Scratch.
I say give it to me.
Okay.
Oh, that's true. In chat, Astral does remind me that it was a triple barrel cannon.
It's a quadruple barrel cannon now.
Great.
Okay, so I've got.
Isn't that what you suggested? It was a 4-barrel cannon.
I thought I said 3-barrel cannon, but 4-barrel
said
cannon
4.
works fine. Did I say
You said
4?
4.
I've
Yep.
got. Okay, I've
Forward.
got.
I think I can make clone cannonballs.
Oh, okay.
4 cannonballs.
Clone and balls.
And JP is definitely rolling in
Yeah.
this case.
If you're
Make-
making 4 cannonballs, hell yeah.
Yeah. How about you make 3 cannonballs, and I'll load the other one with like a bolo cannonball.
Where did you get a polo cannonball?
It was laying in a pile.
It was laying in the pile.
Right. There was regular cannonballs, there was the bolo cannonballs, and there was a grape shot. So I'm just gonna pick up the.
This isn't Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
You guys wouldn't let me put the black flag up.
Oh God.
No. Okay, it's not bolo cannonballs. It's very crudely tied together 2 cannonballs.
Just
with
tied 2 together? That's even better. That makes more sense for Scratch. this is gonna work right now. Let me tell you what.
I learned how to do these knots in a book.
They call this one a square knot. It's one that sailors use. I got it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is getting out of control. All right, I think you're rolling here.
I think I'm rolling. I don't honestly.
No, JP's rolling.
Oh, JP's rolling.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. So, we got transformation. We got replication. We got
That's loud.
acrobatics because I'm being shot out of a cannon.
I'll allow it.
It's a weird usage, but it kind of works.
Are you singing Wrecking Ball?
I came in like a cannonball.
Oh my god.
And then the only other one I think maybe counts, and again, this is not exactly what I intended when I wrote this tag, but it kind of works, is Defiant Charge.
I'll allow it.
I think that works.
Awesome. Amazing. This is probably impulsive, I think, a little bit.
I would agree with that.
Definitely. Kraken is applies as a story tag, but other than that, there are no other story tags that apply against you.
Cool. We're rolling with a +2. This could go real poorly.
God, I hope so.
All I got, right? Oh wait, no, changing the game.
You could use an Alcrit. You do have an Alcrit.
I mean, for the record, it only goes poorly because best case scenario, you hit a Kraken. Worst case scenario, you get in the water. Either way, you get in the water, and JP's not a strong swimmer and is a cannonball.
I think you should use an Alcrit. I think it would be
I will use the Alcrit. Is
Okay.
2 what I want? 2 is the good number?
Yeah. Yep.
No, 1 is what you want.
2 is what you want. Don't listen to him. Fuck, God, fucking. I'm gonna save your ass.
JP, what happens when this fails?
Scratch accidentally shoots all the barrels at the same time and misses wildly.
So, I think what happens is, I think we it hits the Kraken, right? I think it hits it, and the problem is that neither JP or Scratch really thought about what happened afterwards. And it's the cannonballs go skidding off of the round form of this Kraken and whipped away by the tentacles. And then all of a sudden JP is flying through the air in the middle of just, a couple 100 feet away from the boat as a cannonball about to hit the water. Yeah, he's going to try to not be a cannonball anymore, but he still doesn't swim well either way.
Okay. Balls go shooting out. There goes one JP ball. There goes another JP ball. There goes a third JP ball. The real JP ball is also going flying. Scratch, you've just missed wildly, even though you were supposed to hit. Your sea shanty should have worked. The Kraken is the tentacles are crossed. More tentacles are beginning to kind of climb up and around. Malcolm, you've got this. Your way is kind of impassable. Flora, Malcolm, what are you guys doing here? It's clear that you're going to get stopped and caught.
Did JP leave his sword behind when he got when he transformed? Because we all had a cutlass.
Where we're going, we don't need swords.
Did he say that from the Kraken's stomach?
He said as he's slowly sinking as a cannonball into the ocean.
I'm gonna assume he took it off because he can't fit it in a cannon and take it with you as a cannonball. So she's gonna take his and do the same on the other hand, and she's gonna look over to Malcolm. Get us alongside, and she's going to look over to Doggos, and say, make sure I don't fall out of the boat. And she's gonna have them bite the back of her shirt while she just waits, and she's gonna swing wildly at this thing when she goes by, or gets close enough to be able to do so.
Yeah, I mean, Malcolm was weaving in and out of tentacles, so they're surrounding us right now, I think. So you have plenty of tentacles around you to go.
Yeah, she's gonna slash at as many as she can with her blood on the blades.
I really want to make a bad hentai joke, but I'm just not going to go there.
Nailed it. I know where this anime goes.
All right, so I want you to roll it in some kind, unless you want to use... Oh, you've used your Alcrit, so now it's time for you to roll.
Oh, she might have more. There was Alcrit. There's 2 donated last session.
You're right. You're absolutely right. She's probably got another one.
I have 3. I know.
Do I have to use it, or can I roll?
Yeah, you can roll.
You can do whatever you want.
Touch of the Underworld.
Okay.
Meat Shield. Because she's going after JP. And I'm also going to use Can't I Already Dead, because she's not worried about drowning or, being killed.
Okay. So there's Kraken as a negative story tag, and that's it.
I'm going to hit it with all I've got.
Go for it.
I'm going to fuck up real badly, too, doing so.
So you go swinging out towards these tentacles. Narrate the start of that, and I'll finish it for you for this failure.
You see Sarah Barry and Gus, 2 of the heads are snapping at these tentacles while the other one is holding on to the back of my shirt, and I'm just standing on the edge with 2 swords, just hacking as we go by, just dragging my blade along sides of them as we go through.
Okay, and so as you're doing that, a tentacle snakes out from the other side, wraps around Sarah Barry and Gus's body, and yanks, pulling them from you as you feel the back of your shirt kind of rip. And you hear yelps and cries, and you hear a slight cracking of wood. As you turn and you see that Sarah Barry and Gus are being pulled out over the edge of the boat and then in under the water. And you can't see where they are now. Malcolm, it's on you. Where are you? What's going on here, buddy?
Okay, so I am gonna hit it with all I got. I'm gonna use. I think this, given what you just said, I'm gonna use my weakest tag, stress and negative emotions, because now JP's drowning and now the dogs are drowning. Yep. And so I think I'm all gonna. You know what? There's been 2 done. I'm gonna use an Alcrit as well. I'm going to hit it with all I got. So basically, he sees this happening, and he's holding on the helm, and he reaches, like, where the helm's mast is? He reaches behind that and grabs, like, a cord, and he, like, sort of just wraps it around the helm so that it kind of holds it in place. And then he leaps into the air, draws his cutlass, and he's flying towards... Do we just see tentacles, or do we see a actual, like, bulbous kraken sticking out of the water?
You do not see a bulbous body yet.
Okay, then he's going to slash at whatever's holding the dogs. And I'm going to roll... Suck at everyone else!
Oh my god.
Yes!
Okay. So describe to me you slashing at the tentacle.
Yeah, so he's like holding the helm, and he sees the whoop, and he grabs the cord of rope, and he just sort of wraps it around the helm so it stays in place. He leaps in the air, grabs the cutlass out, shing, and he just jumps and then like dives right down towards the side that Flora is on, and he like is wildly swinging, just hacking at whatever piece of tentacle is holding onto Sarah Barry or Gus, and he cleaves it clean in half, and like the dog, it's made of wood, so just boom, it just buoyantly floats, and he sort of tries to grab it and pull it back on the boat.
So, Flora, as you turn around, you see Malcolm kind of do this, and then you see him kind of reaching over the edge, and you run back over, and you go to help him, and you pull Sarah, Barry, and Gus up with him, and just kind of bring them onto the boat. But it's at that moment that you're kind of checking them. You realize that wasn't the crack. Their body is fine, but you hear the crack again. It's coming from inside of the boat.
It's coming from inside the house. Sorry.
No, you're not sorry.
Just gonna look over to Malcolm.
You hear another. You hear his mouth.
You just lagged.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Listen to sound. That was terrible. That actually scared.
You hear
I hear. Flora looks to Malcolm. She just has her arms around one of the dog's heads and looks over and goes, the boat, the ship. And she just starts panicking.
He just looks at you confused. Yeah, I know, we're on a boat. We gotta save it from the Kraken.
It's cracking.
The Kraken.
It's cracking. It's breaking.
I know, I just cut its arm off.
The boat is getting... We're gonna sink, Malcolm.
Oh! That always happens.
She ignores him, kisses each dog on the head, takes one of the swords, and she's going after JP.
Which one? You don't even know which one's real.
The one that's not naked.
They're all cannonballs still.
Did your clothes go with you, though?
That's not how it works.
The one that looks the most seasick.
Any of this works.
I'll do a thing if I can.
Okay.
I can't swim. So instead I will do a different thing. Because I can hold my breath. So I'm going to let myself sink rapidly to the bottom of the lake. As a cannonball.
It's not a lake. It is a bay. It's a bay on the ocean, but you can do that regardless.
Right. So I sink to the bottom of the bay, turn back into a JP, and then I'm going to try to rocket myself up, like launch myself from the bottom up into the Kraken.
Sinking all the way down?
Right. So basically, so I can plant on the sea, on the bottom of the bay, and then launch myself up.
Okay. So you're sinking all the way to the bottom, and it's a couple 100 feet down. You can see the vague outline of the shape of all the tentacles and everything else, right? Moving, right? And so you get to the bottom and you transform back, and you're kind of looking up, and you're taking all of this in. Now, what kind of a move is this?
I was thinking hit him with all you've got, maybe, because I'm literally just like no regard for my own safety, using myself as a literal battering ram.
Okay.
I'm imagining this is like we see JP like plant at the very bottom and then just like launch himself Superman style up at this creature. So tags.
Yep.
Body like a mountain.
Okay.
High flying leaps, kind of. I don't know if this counts as a leap if you're underwater.
Technically, it does.
Okay, cool. Supernatural strength for sure. Defiant charge.
Okay.
One-man army.
Okay.
Turns out this is actually what I'm really good at. And I do have a -1, right, for the Kraken.
Sure.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with that. That seems.
Is that all of them?
Yeah, that's good. We can do it.
Okay. I really love that you went through and did all of that, but I'm going to use a patent pending Al crit failure that he donated to me. And
Yeah.
JP is going to go launching straight up. And you're aiming for the Kraken where you see this large mass and shape. You're aiming for the body of the Kraken and you launch up into it, right? But as you're beginning to make your ascent in an aggressive way, just pushing forward, it moves at the last second and you realize that you're aimed for the body of the schooner. And you go launching into the schooner and through it into the lower deck as you create a giant gaping hole as there is now water being taken onto the ship. Flora, that was the crack that you just heard.
That's pretty good.
So, and so the ship just kind of begins to list a little bit. JP, you've got a whole bunch of water just kind of coming in, kind of gushing at you as you're on in the sense inside of the body of the ship at this point in the hole.
Shit. Oh, this is not good. Malcolm, can you fix the ship?
Malcolm's on top deck. He can't hear the shit.
He can't hear shit from you.
Yeah, Flora's also gonna be like, Malcolm, because she's already yelling at him when she hears the crack. So she'll just... Ideas, Malcolm? Brainstorm session?
Yeah, fight the Kraken!
I'll do that. Can you fix the boat? Can we do something? Can we patch it? What do we do?
I don't know. I can just sail boats. I don't know how to fix them.
What if there was a giant patch in the hole?
That would be great!
Can you make that happen?
I can look for one. When you rented the boat, did you get a patch?
As you're having this exchange and this argument, you see that there is a shape sort of lifting out from the side of the water as there are more and more tentacles just kind of beginning to wrap around, and the body of the Kraken begins to become exposed above the water as you see this giant mawed mouth just beginning to kind of reach out, kind of reaching for the side of the boat as the teeth begin to kind of slowly move in, and that's where we're going to end it.
Oh, you bitch.
I had something for that too.
You salty bitch. You fucker. You fuckaroo. Okay, well, guys, that was Season 2, Episode 5 of 6&Twenty Metropolis. This one was called A Boy Lost. Yeah. Kudos to me. Not Malcolm, me. I've been killing it with these names of these goddamn episodes. I have no idea what you're doing in the episode, and I've just been naming them whatever the fuck I feel like, and the last, 3 have been spot on with what we've been doing in the game. So I'm that's pretty dope. Everyone, that was awesome. That was a super fun game. That was pretty funny. I like Sam puking. So let's go around. I'll introduce our cast and crew, and then we'll go raid one of our friends. So let's start with the puking Sam. Sam, who are you? Where can we find you? And and what did you think about today's episode?
Today was a good experience. It's weird on this show. I rolled pretty well until now, but normally my dice luck just in games in general is beyond atrocious. So this is much more like what I normally experience, where I literally can't roll anything all game and I'm just flailing about helplessly, which is always fun. C6 JP was good. I liked how every time there's an opportunity for me to make things worse for JP, we took it, and it went great. And really, if you've said the words, I want you to fire me out of the cannon in a role-playing game stream, how bad could the episode have really gone? So thank you all for playing. Thank you for watching. And yeah, I had a good time.
That's true. Those are always that's always a good question. Can you shoot me out of a cannon? Speaking of shooting people out of cannons,
the answer is always yes.
Yeah. Speaking of both of those things, let's jump over to Frags. Frags, who are you? Where can we find you? And what did you think of today's episode?
I'm KW Frags. You can find me on the couch. You can find me in the Discord, or you can find me on Twitter. I got to sing a sea shanty, and I liked it. I did a thing. I shot JP out of a cannon. It's interesting. I don't know, man. I didn't think we were just going to be fighting damn Kraken today. And I also got to name a boat, which currently we are in an abundance of Kraken.
Yeah, we're not Kraken lacking at all.
We're not Kraken lacking one single bit. So it's fun. Until next time. I can't wait to see what happens.
You gotta go. You're not invited next week. Love you. So speaking, God damn it. Oh no. So speaking of the fighting the Kraken, let's jump over to Mr. Ninja. Who are you? Where can we find you? And what did you think of tonight's episode?
I'm Xmas Ninja, a seasoned Kraken fighter. It didn't go well the first time. It's not going well now. I don't see this ending well for us, but it usually looks that way. So I feel like we're gonna be fine. Flora just wanted to like drink some whiskey and hang out on a boat, but the insurance is gonna be rough returning this thing if we can even get it back to land. So.
If only. That's true. And the arbiter of our sadness, Johnny, who are you? Where can we find you? And what did you think of today's episode?
I want to correct Frags and say that it was 2 she shanties that I counted. 2 of them. One,
It
two.
was 2 verses of the same season.
Well, come up with the new sea shanty next week to save your asses. Okay, just please do.
Will do.
Tonight was good. Completely did not expect the fighting of the Kraken, especially since the circumstances of that. I mean, other things are going to happen on other shows too. So yeah, it's good job, guys. Otherwise, I don't know what we're doing next week. I'm going to have to figure it out. Thank you yet again. Thank you.
Yeah,
you
you're
can find
welcome.
me, what?
Origato, DM Roboto.
You're welcome.
Wait. Okay, so I got to stop for a second. Frags is wearing a Transformers shirt. I saw Mike wearing a Transformers shirt earlier.
I had a Tron shirt
What's going
on.
on over there?
It's Tron.
Was it Tron?
Yeah.
It's Robot Day at Smash Mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because
Also, Johnny's house too, apparently.
yeah, it's because hashtag not a sponsor. All of our T-shirts are from Loot Crate, collectively in the house.
All right. Yeah. You guys can find me here on Wednesday nights. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be over on Not So Speed Runs running the Team Esper with a whole bunch of fun people, and I believe there's trouble over there too. And then
trouble.
Friday, you can find me over on Arvin Elron's channel for Esper Genesis. On Friday night, so.
Sweet.
Yep.
Cool. Dope. So, guys, that was episode 5 of season 2. We are halfway through the season. It's been a shit show so far. So tune in for more of that. If you're not following us on social media, do that. If you want up-to-date notices when we're streaming, when we're not streaming, hit up our Twitter or our Discord. We're there all the time. And if you've missed an episode, check us out on YouTube. All of our archives and more archives are being added every day. I think that's all the shilling I have for you guys. Oh, that's not true. We're also partnered up with Son of Oak. Yep, Son of Oak to give you guys a deep discount on the City of Mist books here. If you go to !Mist in the chat, it takes you to the store, which is sonofoak.co/store. And if you buy the PDF, the starter set, or the book itself, you guys can get 10% off with coupon code 6&20FAN, all one word. It is a massive 513-page tome of a book full of full-color art, and it is awesome. I highly encourage getting it, and if you're not sure, I highly encourage you getting the paperback version of the starter set and jumping right in with that, because it is a great game. It is great fun. Speaking of it being a great game, we're going to go raid our friends Saving Throw Show, who have their own show, not right now, but they do have their own show on their channel for City of Mist as well, called Legacy. I encourage you to check that out. It is some pretty funny shit. So yeah, I guess that's it, guys. From all of us to you. Bye-bye.